and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana's and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives right here with my guests on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiakbedu, and joining me this morning to dive into the news items we have on board is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Ghana Talks Radio.
How are we doing?
The Lord has been merciful.
Oh, thank God. Miss Regina, or today? Yeah. That's the same with Pisa. Hope you had a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I messaged you offline. I was like, this girl is sleeping. It's very necessary. It's very, very, very necessary. There's a lot going on, but I picked just a few. So let's dive into our major news items for this morning. IMF, chronic underfunding, political influence cripple Ghana's anti-corruption fight. Ghana's anti-corruption institutions are on the brink of collapse due to chronic underfunding and political interference, according to the 2025 IMF Governance Diagnostic Report, which warns that the country's ability to fight corruption is being severely weakened. The diagnostic, conducted in September 2023, reveals that key accountability institutions, including the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Economic and Organized Crime Office, and the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, routinely receive less than half of the funds approved for them by Parliament. This gap between approved budget and actual releases by the Ministry of Finance has left these institutions unable to hire adequate staff, conduct complex investigations, upgrade digital systems, or pursue specialized prosecutions. The IMF report highlights what it calls structural vulnerabilities within Ghana's anti-corruption architecture, saying the framework is fragmented, overlapping, and exposed to political influence. One major concern is the duplication of mandates among OSP, IOCO, and STRAJ, which all investigate corruption-related offences but lack a unified coordination system. According to the IMF, this overlap slows investigations, creates institutional confusion, and opens loopholes that political actors can exploit. The report also questions the true independence of anti-corruption bodies. For instance, the OSP, which is expected to handle high-profile corruption cases, cannot independently recruit or pay its staff without clearance from the Ministry of Finance. a situation the IMF describes as incompatible and operational autonomy. Furthermore, the Attorney General's constitutional authority over all prosecution continues to overshadow agencies like Yoko and OSP, weakening their ability to independently prosecute corruption cases. The IMF referenced the resignation of Ghana's first special prosecutor and the controversial removal of the Editor General as examples of political interference. Although Ghana has made progress in digitalization, access to information, reforms and improvements to procurement laws, the IMF warns that these gains are undermined by deeper structural weaknesses. The report concludes that without urgent reforms such as guaranteed funding, clearer institutional mandate, and stronger protection from political influence, corruption will continue to erode public finances, deter investigation, and slow Ghana's economic recovery. Right, this is coming from IMF. Ms. Eugenia, do you think the assessment of IMF is actually true? Do you think is on point?
Okay, so they said chronic underfunding, political influence, it cripples Ghana's anti-corruption fight. When President John Dramani Mahama came and said he wants us to fight corruption, I was very happy. But one thing I asked myself, are these people ready? He might be ready to fight corruption, but are there other people in power ready to fight corruption? Mind you, we elected these people to go and represent us, but they go there for their own benefits. At the end of the day, these people will be awarded contract, and the contract they will sign the contract all right, but Tikano Mobejeno, that is not the money they would invest into the projects they are supposed to do. When I was in school way back, our teacher taught us something when it comes to government. I say Sikano, say 10,000 billion, a penina or no budget 10,000 billion or better than a day. If they move it to the next person, or also better than a day. If we move to the next person, also better than a day. And till before Sikani Baba Bedroom Nipa Kona was all this as Sikani Ye Jumano. Now it's only a tiny peanut left. No, so Chobonti, no, so as a day. Now Kakrana Kana, no, now they invest into the projects they are supposed to do. Corruption. I believe we can stop corruption. It is a collective responsibility, but Abino can't do it alone. We should take note of that. The government can't do it alone. The ministers in charge. When we talk about corruption is about the ministers and the people in the civil is it civil or civic? Civil organizations and all that. Corruption or more and a battle and the Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Police Service, blah blah blah. The big institutions, they are the ones when we are talking about corruption, we should aim at them, and especially the politicians. See, a politician, take the oral for example. They set up the oral to make sure that they recover all loot. As it stands now, what have they recovered? Only the investigations now. Say where you say, but have they been able to take the money? With the public accounts, accountability series,
Public Accounts Committee.
Nipa we crown, yeah, that's it, Yanika. Once you know that this person is dead, someone who is on leave, and I got to realize that as a government worker, when you're on leave, you're not supposed to be paid. And that was what I heard. You're not supposed to be paid as a government worker. Government worker who is on leave.
I thought
If
they
you're on
paid
leave for
them.
3 months, you're not supposed, so it's illegal.
But these people are paying people. Obi awe to kwan so okosua de o.
They did that to
Steady leave.
University,
Yeah.
Winneba, then Tamale University, they asked the heads of the schools to refund those monies that they've paid teachers. when they were on leave.
We were in this country when a teacher was wrongfully, or no, I wouldn't say wrongfully because he didn't ask them. He was overly paid by 2,000 Ghana cedis a day. The council said he should pay. They brought him in public and come out done so, and they were questioning him. So when you got the money, what did you do? I said, no, there is the council said he should pay that money. It is only in Ghana, most especially the economists say this, that it's only in Ghana where someone will go and sell a circle. They'll say this person is a thief. But when a politician or someone who is in power steals, they will say financial irregularities. They will say the system is weak. So, hey, Ghana, see, when it comes to corruption, and I agree with IMF and the chronic underfunding. But then let me leave it to Miss Debbie.
Miss Debbie, looking at what is coming from IMF, that these bodies such as the SHRAJ, the OSP and IOCO, it looks like they are fragmented. Do you think that is the case? Do you also think that they are not working independently?
In a way, yes, because the Office of the Special Prosecutor, IOCO and SHRAJ, these are, I call them entities or institutions that needs to work independently and not is it dependently or independent? Independently, and not to depend on any other arms. That is to say that they need to be well sourced financially so that they can execute their mandate or do their work properly. So when you read what you said or the statement, I've paid critical attention to if a finance minister goes to parliament to read the budget, allocating funds and that. I've not heard the Office of the Special Prosecutor, maybe an amount of money, maybe the Office of the Special Prosecutor is under, as they said, maybe the finance minister, and then the finance minister or the Minister of Finance has to approve before they can pay their workers. But I don't get to hear maybe an amount of money being allocated for the Office of the Special Prosecutor or an amount of money being allocated for IOCO. But these are investigative bodies. And when we are talking about investigation or you going deep into a criminal case, it's not bread and butter. It is something that needs critical move, and it has to do with funds. The OSP, as we are seeing him, Kisie Jabin, he doesn't do it alone. He has people working with him, and you'll be shocked that they have even investigative journalists in the the Office of the Special Prosecutor. They have all these people around, and they sit down and they work together. The OSP doesn't do that alone, and it comes with money. So if someone, they come out that, oh, maybe someone is involved in a scandalous behavior, and then we need proof to show that this person is indeed guilty before the person can stand trial in court. It has to do with a lot. You have to delve into the matter, get on grounds, convince people to talk, and that has to do with money. Sometimes you have to is it disregard or regard yourself as someone you are not. You're not. Just to get the information. And sometimes, let's say the person has traveled out of the country, you have to deploy somebody out there, pretend to be a normal person just to get information from that person. And all this is based on money. So if the OSP or the IOCO office or SHRAJ is not well sourced, how do we expect them to work well? They won't work well. So then I would say that what Strategic Mobilization Limited is saying in a way is true, because they said that when the Office of the Special Prosecutor deployed people to interview them, they ended up taking what? Their equipment and stuff. So if now IMF is coming out with a statement or a release saying that our investigative bodies are not well resourced, then it's right. But in a way, it also comes with a question. We are living in this country, and then it's like no one can. Is it that we are not seeing that the OSP, IOCO, and SHRAJ are not well sourced, and then IMF, we know International Monetary Fund, they have to tell us it is right. They are telling that this is what is going on, but we in the country, are we trying to say that we don't know what is going on, or we cannot see what these people are going through? Because for the OSP to be transparent, to be fair, and then do his work as it is being requested of him, there are certain measures that needs to be put in place, and one of these measures is them being well financially sourced. It has to do with money. if we don't have the money, if we don't source them with enough boost their confidence with money, they can't do the work. We can sit and be calling OSP, but and I don't know whether he has relayed that to the right authorities and they haven't done anything about it, or we have political influence. You see, they mentioned political influence because if the state refuse to do what it's supposed to do or play its responsibility, political figures will come in. They will come in the sense that they will support you, and after they are done, they tell you what to do. Because if the state doesn't see OSP as independent body and then disburse fund to you as an independent body to work, and then we now see you as, because I've appointed you, so you are going to work in my name and I'm going to source you, then we are not going to get the result you are supposed to get from these offices. And mind you, these offices are supposed to be sole entities to work.
Do you also agree with the fact that these bodies are actually overlapping, such as the OSP, the Yoko, and Strach? It looks like they are all fighting. These are all entities that are fighting corruption. As I like, this person is doing the same thing that OSP is doing. This office is also doing the same thing that Yoko is doing. Oral is also doing the same thing. And now it goes against us because we pay these people. So do you see that there's an overlapping of roles in these anti-corruption agencies we have right there in our country? And what do you think we can do? Should we amend one particular entity's institutions maybe act and then give the powers maybe the OSP has to these people? Because mind you, I learned that Ioko doesn't have the power to arrest.
No.
But the OSP has the power to arrest. So why then don't we amend the act of the Ioko and then give the Ioko the mandate to also arrest?
I think all these entities have their clear laws and policies.
Yes.
Yoko has its own policy, and sometimes when they are dealing with you, they tend to read. It's just like the way we have the constitution, they have their act and all that. So I believe they have their role. So for us to deal with this, then we have to go back to their laws and policies. If we go back to their laws and policies, and maybe Yoko is responsible for doing this, Shraj is responsible for doing that, Office of the Special Prosecutor is responsible for doing this, and then we feel like, no, it looks as if the same thing that applies to the OSP is the same thing that applies to Shraj and Yoko, then there is no need. Then we can dissolve two and then leave one to stand, or we mend the three. We mend the three together. That in a way is going to, because don't forget that if you want to dissolve these two, it means we are leaving people unemployed.
Yes,
because
that's another thing.
The office of the Shraj, they employs people. Ioko also employs people. OSP, although the petty could do president, he's also employing people. And so if we want to dissolve this, we should also think about them, because they'll be left with nothing but jobless. So what we have to do now is to take a critical look at their laws and policies. If their laws and policies saying that do this, and then you are not doing it, and in a way it's like you are doing what the office of the special prosecutor is supposed to do, then it means you are not doing your work right, or you are diving into the work of the OSP. If Shraj is supposed to do this, and Shraj is also doing what Iyoko is supposed to do, then it means you are leaving your policies and laws behind, and you are now executing what Shraj is supposed to do. So when we take a look at the policies and their laws and everything governing that particular office, and then we feel like, no, this is the mistake. This is how you are supposed to do it. Do your part. This is how you are supposed to do it. Do your part. Or we ask, why are you indulging in the affairs of the OSP instead of paying attention on what you're supposed to do? If you take a critical look at this, and then we find out that, well, maybe they have a solid reason for that and it makes sense, why not? But when we find out that it doesn't make, it's of no use, then we are wasting resources, because we pay these people. We pay them mumponi, and they said it's not enough to execute whatever they're supposed to do. Then what are we going to do? we will just imagine like Tigo and Telecel. We will match the three of them and then one because as she said, Ora is also there. And also Nye. And all these bodies are the same thing.
Fighting the same
the
thing,
same
on
cause.
the same mission.
My only worry is that we have analysts. We have analysts in this country that can pinpoint that no, they are becoming too much. But all of these offices, their main goal is to fight corruption. We have Yoko, we have Shraj, we have OSP, we have Ora, and still not even an ant
Police
has been
so
prosecuted. So what is the benefit of all these offices that we have, and we resourcing them as well?
So they need to look into that,
yes,
and make reforms with
yes,
these particular institutions that are fighting high profile corruption cases.
And it tells us that we are not doing our work.
We are not doing our work. Human Rights Court rejects Oforiatta's bid to amend writ in civil suit against OSP. The Human Rights Court has dismissed an application filed by former Finance Minister Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta, who was seeking permission to amend his writ and compel the Office of the Special Prosecutor to release additional documents in the ongoing civil case against the institution. The ruling was delivered on Tuesday, November 25th, marking the latest development in Mr. Oforiatta's legal challenge against his designation as a wanted person and the arrest warrant issued by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Mr. Oforiatta filed the civil suit in March 2025, arguing that the OSP's public notice violated his constitutional rights, including his right to dignity, administrative justice, and due process. His lawyers sought to amend aspects of the original writ and demanded further disclosures from the OSP. But the court held that the documents Mr. Oforiatta was requesting were unnecessary, ruling that they did not materially affect the issues before the court. It therefore dismissed the application and awarded 5,000 Ghana cedis in costs against him for wasting the court's time. The substantive ruling on whether he can amend the official writ has been adjourned to December 12, 2025. In a statement posted on Facebook, the OSP welcomed the decision. It said the case is one of several suits filed by Mr. Oforiatta challenging both his designation as a wanted person and the arrest warrant that informed it. The OSP emphasized that the court's conclusion that the documents requested were unnecessary reinforces its position that the application lacked merit. The broader legal battle between Mr. Oforiatta and the OSP continues to attract significant public interest due to its implications for the powers of the OSP, procedures, fairness, and the rights of individuals facing corruption-related investigation. Ms. Debbie, Oforiatta, he even paid 5,000 Ghana cedis for wasting the court's time. I'll see you, sir.
I'm sorry, but let me use this word. This nonsense can only happen in Ghana.
And that they should amend you.
It can only happen in Ghana. That you are being involved in a criminal case and then you went back to sue the OSP to court.
The audacity.
The effrontery to do that. You have the zeal, the vigor. If kind of Oforiatta is doing this, then I'm not surprised Tokonu wanted to do same.
Oh yes.
Because in Kodi Assembly ECOWAS court nanke Edibo Ghana, like they'll find the country to pay an amount of money to compensate her.
But we are yet to see the results of that $10 million. So if she wins, we are taxpayers' money.
We are supposed to pay to compensate her because in a way it's an infringement on her right she is allegedly portraying out there. That is why I said this nonsense can only happen in Ghana. We sit here and then we see people from other countries. I think the last time it was Regina or you, I was telling that a prime minister's Bundesliga or whatever. Bangladesh. Let me say them. A prime minister. She was arrested. A death penalty was sentenced to her. And then we saw in other countries, sometimes in some African countries, crisis here. Some African countries are beginning to wake up from their slumbers, and we are refusing to grow. We are just marking time. And yeah, Semuntia, you've been involved in a case. Instead of you to mellow yourself, you are wanted though. You said you don't understand the reason why you should be declared a fugitive until they are called courts. God. Like it's kind of annoying. And I will say this is happening because we've set a precedent, and that is why they are following it. These people, especially politicians, think that, or people that are being appointed into power, think they have it or they have power. And trust me, if the previous government was still in power, they will rule in favor of Ken Oforiatta. Let's forget about politics, but they will rule in favor of Ken Oforiatta. Once we know perfectly well that this man didn't do anything right, let's be sincere. Let's not be defending him to make him think as if he did something right. He did nothing right. You were the finance minister. What did we see? You disbursed money into companies that does not even exist. You went into contracts with companies that were unknown. You disburse money into projects that were not finished. Some of them has become a manhole. The money is nowhere to be found. The project is nowhere to be found. You, the fugitive, are saying you are not a fugitive. And now you got the courage, the zeal, the boldness, waka too.
To go and see the OSP.
God.
Miss Regina,
the money, the 5,000 is too small. How much?
5,000 Ghana
it's too small
for wasting the court's time. Because this issue there, so like you want the judge to go and sit on this issue, and what would the ruling be?
I said,
Miss Regina, do you think that a wanted person notice actually violates his rights for him to say that?
That you are wanted.
Yeah.
Yes, a bragana was someone ba. Branebe in some man also a yari. You are still recovering. Like till when? So they have the right to declare. Me say, baby, on my day Interpol no more the cover impresa. Like some year flyers. Ghana. Now you push to baby you call Germany. You call to USA. They call Taliho. UK, Dakota, everywhere in this world. I would say I didn't stick a tally or wanted person, so that you know how serious we are as a country. If they don't do that, or if they don't stand their grounds, they will always take these entities for a joke. So, and OSP now, no, because initially when this case started, and they have declared him wanted, but he has come to say this, so I'm making if he wanted, let's give him this period of time. As an entity, a serious entity. Serious entity. Now, Ken Oforiatta, or no, Ghana for yan Kaneshe, say, Yema aban a period of time, and now OSP a period of time, na asem no, or mon person with the bay asema. Na ya pay your coin, say Antoine a yebeko, so no go ponso na yebeko. Because they want to tell us that even when they take the legal process, it wouldn't work. So we will go the spiritual way. Sorry to say, allegedly, that one, if we buy you from there, you know, say no, there will be no trace, because who would you know buy you? I wouldn't go and use that word for them to come and arrest you. But let's be serious. Ken Oforiatta, who are you to go and seek for that document, to re-amend the document? And you've even wasted the court's time and the court to sorry to say that they don't have vision.
Why?
You are seeking 5,000 from Ken Oforiatta. 5,000 Ghana cedis. Oh,
They are going to be people bail in millions.
Nan can of 5,000 Ghana cedis. That was somebody shilling through. But the case is still pending.
Yeah, the case is still pending.
So I want to ask so. Kuna wako wia plantain obi e form no.
Exactly.
Obetimi akosiwi people in court and say that because I've still plantain so me Daniel Semna boni pa no me alcohol.
Let's get something straight. As it stands now, there's no evidence yet that he has done it. The case is actually that he has
fault.
He's has fault, or maybe he has stolen money. Is
alleged? No. What are you saying?
No, but if they ask you right now, would you be able to provide the evidence?
No. So I'm asking, what are you saying?
What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, or 2024, you traveled out of this country.
No, what I'm trying to say that we should just mind how we are going to put it out there, because it's still alleged.
He brought there a year. He brought what's the name? Was it a document or something? Investigations.
Yes. But even that, the OSP still uses the word alleged.
We will not use.
You see, that is why we are marking time, and we will continue. I wouldn't be surprised if OSP Oforiatta is not prosecuted.
Oh, he will not.
Till Mahama leaves power. And OSP because his case is in front of Mahama.
Anyways. Oforiatta, please calm down.
Be serious now.
Calm down. The earlier the better. Ghana's Assets Declaration Framework incomplete and ineffective in fighting corruption. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has raised serious concerns about Ghana's Assets Declaration system, describing it as incomplete and ineffective, despite a strong constitutional foundation. In its latest governance diagnostic assessment, the IMF says the current regime does not adequately prevent corruption or detect illicit wealth among public officials. Ghana's Asset Declaration Framework is grounded in Article 286 of the 1992 Constitution and Act 550, which require a wide range of public officers, including the President, ministers, MPs, judges, and heads of institutions, to declare their assets at the start and end of their tenure and at certain intervals while in office. The law covers assets such as lands, buildings, vehicles, bank balances, jewelry, securities, and any property in which an officer has a beneficial interest. In principle, this should make it easier to identify unexplained wealth or corruption. But the IMF says the system fails in practice because of major structural gaps. One key weakness is that Ghana does not require officials to declare assets held in the names of spouses, children, or close relatives. The fund warns that these loopholes make it easy for public officers to hide their wealth by transferring it to their family members. The IMF also criticized the long 4-year interval between declaration, calling it exceptionally long for a country facing high corruption risks. In many countries, assets declarations are updated annually to track sudden changes in wealth, but Ghana's long gaps make monitoring nearly impossible. Verification is another major challenge. Under the law, the Auditor General receives the declaration, while STRAJ is responsible for verifying compliances. But the fund says STRAJ does not have the resources or legal power to check bank records, land data, or tax files. As a result, most declarations are accepted without scrutiny. The IMF concludes that Ghana's system largely operates on trust, not verification, a weakness that undermines its ability to deter corruption or promote public accountability. The report recommends clearer mandates, stronger verification mechanisms, and reforms that include spouses' independence in the declaration process to close existing loopholes. I think we've said it here before, and this time around it's coming from IMF. How do I declare my assets and then they don't get to verify if what I've actually declared is actually true? How? Why won't corruption go on? And then you have to wait for 4 years before you declare your assets. So if they have to transfer it into different accounts and into people's name, I have like a whole 4 years to do that. Why won't we be this corrupted? Like, I mean, Miss Debbie, I know you're on heat.
Ghana is like TikTok. When you go to TikTok and then you see videos like funny videos, some people call it an app that is not really serious because you go there and then you see things like it's funny enough, but then in a way you still get people who have educative content. So when you take Ghana, my country, we are unserious. We are not serious as a country. Because declaring an asset is also a way of fighting corruption.
Yes.
And then I could vividly remember that when President Mahama was appointed, was sworn in as a president, one of the first things he said to his appointees was to declare their asset. And I remember he gave them even a deadline for all the appointees to declare their asset. It was later on we got to find out that when you declare your asset, no one has the right to go through it and even, as you said, verify that whatever you are saying is true. Maybe you have 3 houses, 3 cars and everything. So at the end of the 4 years, if you say you have 3 houses and then after your 4th term and then you are only like 12, 15 houses, then there is a question mark. Where did you get that money? Was it from personal business? And mind you, the business you are doing is also stated, and I'm sure the amount you receive monthly is also stated in there. So if you are receiving this amount monthly, how were you able to gather so much to build like 20, 55 houses in a pace of 4 years? But no, we don't verify it, and then we wait until 4 years. No, it doesn't make sense. How do you hold this person accountable? How do you want transparency to prevail? It can't prevail because we are not ready to fight corruption. And you see, the reason why it hurts is because IMF is able to detect that this thing we are bringing on board, it was a nice initiative, but it has hitches. IMF was able to identify that. And the leaders we have in this country are not able to identify that it is not right for us to declare an asset without the people knowing what is stated in the asset. I think it should even be made public. Oh, this person has been appointed as maybe Minister of Finance or Minister of Communication. So far, she has like 4 houses.
It should be made public.
Yes, it should be made public.
Would you be happy if your properties is made public?
What is wrong with that? So long as I wasn't shy to tell people that have been appointed as a Minister of Finance, then I shouldn't be shy to declare my assets.
But don't you think that's a threat to the person?
A threat to? No, it is
in
not.
terms of security, people get to know the businesses you own. So if someone targets you,
that is, no one force you. You said you want to be a public appointee. No one forced you into that.
So
no
that
one
is
forced
what
you
it
into
comes
politics.
with.
That is what it comes with. And for truth to prevail or for transparency to prevail, that is what we are supposed to do. When they are appointing people as ministers, they don't do it in private. When they are vetting them, it's on telly. Everyone is watching them. Everyone wants to see whether you are capable of what you said on the office that will be handed over to you. So why not make your assets open for everybody to know? Will not be only like 12 or 15 houses in every region. Like we already have some appointees with some properties. Some of them have properties outside the country. And you can't tell me that properties was like you had them before you were appointed. No, most of them are must work for themselves after they are in power, after they've gained opportunity into an office. So why don't we declare it? Declaring your assets is not as if you are exposing yourself. No. Yeah, you're appointed as Minister of Communication. Were you signed off it? No. We were all there. So when you declare your asset that this is what you have, then that is it. Even if you are saying that it will be a threat and you don't want the public to know, there should be a committee of people who will get to know what is stated in that particular paper or letter that you are handed over to the government or the president. So sincerely speaking, we are not serious till we psych our mind with seriousness that we want to fight corruption. Trust me, fighting corruption will start from the top. Leadership by example. So if you're not setting any example, what do you expect people to do?
Debbie.
Debbie, over to you.
Miss Gina, do you think that assets declaration should be made public? Briefly.
So, assets declaration, I don't think it should be made public because that would be a threat to their privacy. But it can be made public amongst themselves and also with the right institutions. It shouldn't only be them handing it over to the auditor general, but when it's being handed over, they need to make sure that they investigate and make sure, say, whatever you've brought, that is according to what you've brought, and they shouldn't wait for a corruption case to come on before you investigate whatever is being brought. And also, I think they need to amend the part where they said that you can't bring documents or you can't bring properties that are registered under your spouse, your children's name. That would give these people ample time to shift all the properties to their family members. Yeah, so I think they really need to look into that.
Wow. Very important. Thank you. So our asset declaration law is flawed. They have to amend it. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Today in history, Turkish court sentenced 337 people to life in prison for failed coup attempts against President Erdogan. The verdict concluded a 4-year trial where 310 military officers and civilians were found guilty of crimes including murder and attempting to violate the constitution, while 70 were acquitted. This sentencing was one of several major trials following the failed coup, which the government attributes to supporters of the Gulen movement. Air Force helicopter pilot rescue special force team. Air Force First Lieutenant James P. Fleming rescued an Army Special Forces team in Vietnam while flying a UH-1F helicopter under intense enemy fire after other aircraft were forced to leave due to fuel or heavy fire. Fleming's helicopter was the only one left. He landed precariously with a skirt on a riverbank and with one skirt on a boulder to allow the pinned down team to board. For his actions, he was rewarded or awarded the Medal of Honor. To some few observances, National Cake Day. To honor the history and tradition of cakes as a beloved dessert and a symbol of celebration, it serves as an opportunity to enjoy, bake, and share cakes, fostering a sense of community and joy. The day acknowledges the long cultural journey of cakes, from ancient origins to their modern-day popularity. Lastly, Anti-Obesity Day. To raise awareness about the health risk of obesity and to encourage healthier lifestyles through education on diet and exercise. It is also intended to promote solutions for preventing and managing obesity and to highlight the need for both individual and systemic changes to combat the global obesity crisis. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state void of politics, fear, or favor. The Central Region has emerged as Ghana's domestic violence hotspot, recording the highest prevalence of physical violence at 44.6%, followed by the Savannah region at 42.9% and the Volta region at 40.2%. This is according to a new district-level small area estimation findings released by the Ghana Statistical Service, which combined the 2022 Ghana Demographic and Health Survey with the 2021 Population and Housing Census. Per the data, the Volta region posted the highest levels of sexual violence, recording 22.3%. Well above the national pattern, it is followed by the Central region and Savannah at 19.6% each, while the Northeast recorded the lowest instances at 5.2%. The analyst also identifies extreme district level vulnerabilities that national averages fail to show. The Solar Kalba in the Savannah region recorded the most alarming figure in the country, with 61.9% of women aged 15 to 49 estimated to have experienced at least one form of violence, physical, emotional, and sexual. In contrast, districts in Bono East, Upper West, and Northeast regions posted for far lower levels of physical violence, some below 25%, highlighting major protection inequalities. The Ghana Statistical Service report maintains that protecting women in high-risk areas will require deliberate shifts towards district-specific interventions in Central, Volta, and the Savannah region. It stresses institutions like the DOFSU, Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, the Family Court and District Gender Desks must be adequately staffed and resourced to support effectively to rising cases. It also urges government to integrate new district estimates into local planning and budgeting process. It recommends deeper engagements with traditional and religious leaders to help challenge social norms that reinforce domestic violence and hinder reporting. So recently we saw lots of videos circulating where women are being abused, especially physical abuse. We have the emotional abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, and the physical abuse. But of late, we've seen a lot. Physical abuse, sexual abuse. And that has to do mainly with women. The painful aspect is that we have entity who is supposed to look into that, ensure that these women are safe. And that has to do with DOFSU. I don't know whether they are still in existence though. I have no idea. But I know we have an entity in Ghana called DOFSU. And they are supposed to ensure the protection of women who goes through this abused, violent, beating and stuffs. And so we saw a video where a woman was beaten by her husband. Severely beaten. And I'm sure of late, even parents do not beat their children that much. Even your pet. I'm not sure you are going to beat your pet like that. And this woman was mercilessly beaten. And looking at her body, you could see that this man has been doing that for this is not couple of days or months, for a couple of years. And the woman has been enduring that. And the sad part was that she complained to the police and it has gotten nowhere. And it's as if anytime she lodges complaint, the abuse become more. And she's not the only victim. There are a lot of women going through this. And Ghana Statistical Service has been fair enough to even range them in percentages. From the Volta region to the Northern region to the Upper East, Upper West, to know the number of women that undergoes or goes through such a painful act. And the truth is, no woman deserves this though. No child deserves to go through this, because even children goes through sexual abuse. We saw videos where a child at the age of 9, at the age of sometimes 4 or 5 years, being sexually abused. And all these cases, it doesn't get anywhere. We don't know what our law enforcers are doing about this, because it's becoming so rampant. The fact that someone entrusted the child into your hand is not your property. Imagine someone is doing same to you, or someone is doing same to your child. How will you feel as a father? And then you're doing same to someone's daughter. And anyone who does that is insane. Automatically you are insane, because no man in his right thinking frame of mind will do such a thing. It is only beasts in human form that will do that. And I know people will be like, oh, me, I don't beat my wife, I don't sexually abuse kids or something. But you abuse them emotionally, your words. You can see a man calling himself responsible, using words on women. Also, are you also a woman? You call yourself a woman. All this, you will not see it as an abusive. And you see, the most shocking aspect of it is that they use those words, and then they've seen no wrong with that. They see nothing wrong with it. You use abusive words on a woman. You belittle her, make her feel as if she's not worth it. Emotionally, you are killing her. And psychologically, she's traumatized. This is something that needs to be taken seriously. It needs to be taken seriously. These perpetrators should not be allowed to go scot-free. They should be used as an scapegoat. When they are arrested, they shouldn't be granted bail. Any man who will leave his guts down and then raise his hand to beat a woman, automatically, as I said, you're not sane. You are a beast. And you need to face the law. Yes, and I know people will also say that men also go through emotional trauma. They are also beaten. But come on. A man being beaten is funny. But trust me, I know people also go through that. All of this is also a form of abuse. And so the law has to take its course and work. Dovsu, please. We are not feeling your impact. It is not when something happens that you go chasing after it. Go to communities. Thank goodness that the Ghana Statistical Service has brought out a survey showing percentage of people that go through this kind of abuse day in, day out in all these regions. And I know those who have its offices all around. It's not only in Accra. I'm sure they have their offices in the Volta region, in the Northern region, Upper East, Upper West. All these regions that were mentioned. They should do their work. Protect these people. See, it's kind of sad when, especially a teenager, is being sexually abused, and then the issue gets to court. It doesn't get anywhere, and the person is being released. And then you're bringing a rapist back into the community. What do you expect? One, the life of that child is not safe. That child become a threat. And they will do more. And that is why we are saying that these people, enough of granting the bail, so it is not helping. It is not helping at all. Because sometimes you can look at this, a particular issue, and then you can tell that no, as for this one here, this person needs to be arrested. He needs to be jailed. He needs to face the law. But you'll be there and then the news will be all around, only for you to get notified that the rapist has been granted bail. And then it ends there. What about the child? What about that innocent child that has a beautiful future that has been destroyed? What about her? The discrimination, the emotional trauma, the psychological effect it has on her. Do we even think about that? And that is why we are saying that those two should take up its course. When it happens like that, these people, they need people to counsel them. They need people to talk to them, because it's not that easy for someone to go through such an abuse and survive. It's not that easy. And that is why you see, when you see people behaving the way they behave, sometimes you get closer and ask why. If someone goes through emotional this sort of abuse, and the person, by the grace of God, survives and then goes into marriage again, you will be sorry if you are a man and you are not even that type. But the kind of attitude that will be shown to you, you even regret marrying like such a woman, but you have no idea. And that is why we are saying that the right authorities or entities that are supposed to take up this cause should do their work. And a policeman, you are there because of all this. You are not there only to arrest robbers, to arrest killers and all that, but also to arrest these people. Men who cannot think rightly and know that what they are doing is the wrong thing, and then do the right thing, and then they go ahead beating someone's child as if it is a dog or an animal they are beating, and then the person comes to the court, to the police station to report to you, and then you do nothing about it. It's because of the 1 cedi they are paying you to buy pure water, or the 5 cedis they are giving you for transport. And so if you endanger someone's life, please. By now, those policemen should even be sacked, because you cannot be there and then you are not doing your work properly or rightly. And those perpetrators also needs to be arrested, and they should be made to dance to the tune of their own music. It is sad. It is sad. This is a survey from Ghana Statistical Service. Dofsu, please, we are pleading, we are begging you, wake up. You're sleeping too much. Thank you for making time with me on the screen.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. You heard that from here. Dofsu is a wake-up call. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. It's 3 minutes to 8 a.m. We'll be coming up with a news shortly. Please stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Ghana seeks stronger partnership with United Kingdom and the President Mohammed's call for collaboration. Legal practitioner Martin Pebu calls for Kisi Ejabin's removal. National Health Insurance Scheme tariffs to increase by 120% in January 2026. Ghana Education Service Director General urges schools to optimize STEM equipment use. Students urges government to resolve CTAC strike. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports and showbiz. President John Dramani Mahama has emphasized the need for global partnerships, highlighting the United Kingdom as a key ally. Speaking at a Grand Debate Jubilee House, President Mahama stressed that Ghana and the United Kingdom can drive progress of shared values and mutual interest. His call for collaboration comes as Ghana seeks to strengthen economic and diplomatic ties with the United Kingdom, focusing on innovation and industrial growth. The debate attended by Ghanaian and UK dignitaries showcased Ghana's rich cultural heritage and business opportunities.
Unfortunately, recent actions by some countries acting more in a unilateral manner than multilateral are threatening the multilateral global order. The invasion of Ukraine and other conflicts all over the world, the Gaza crisis and the deaths of more than 60,000 people in the Gaza, these are all things that don't belong to the 21st century. And I believe that unilateral action is not helping the global order. Aside from that, the appending of the rules-based trading system, where countries wake up in the morning and just impose tariffs on anybody else, I think that it is appending the rules-based trading system that we all have nurtured for years. And so at a time like this, it becomes a coalition of the willing. We must develop new partnerships that allow us to continue to work together, not as individual countries, but as coalitions of the willing. And no better country to be a partner to than the United Kingdom, which has been a historical partner to Ghana since our independence.
A prominent legal practitioner, Martin Pebu, is demanding the removal of Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin. Mr. Pebu alleges that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has failed to effectively tackle major corruption cases. According to him, Ejabin's handling of Oforiatta's case has been marred by inconsistencies and a lack of transparency. He claimed Ejabin failed to alert relevant authorities of Oforiatta allegedly attempt to leave the country, citing this as a betrayal of public trust. The controversy has sparked a national debate, with a group of protesters led by Apostle Abraham Lincoln staging a demonstration in Accra and demanding Ejabin's removal. As the calls for his removal grows louder, it's unclear what the future holds for the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Well, you see, Apostle Abraham Lincoln Labi and Mugabe Masi and Okori Sape are organizing a demonstration, among others, for the removal or resignation of the special prosecutor right? So, and because in the past weeks, I have had issues against Jabe for lying to the Ghanaian people that they had sought to arrest Oboriata when Oboriata was about to travel. He should resign. Instead, that's been my issue. I've been saying that I think what happened is the position, because how can you say Jabe tell Ghanaians that he saw Oboriata leaving and yet he didn't arrest him, and even worse than that, he said before Oboriata traveled, he saw the letter Oboriata wrote to the outgoing chief of staff and the incoming chief of staff. So how do you see such a letter and then even to further add, he said he went to NIB to seek help and didn't get help. It has turned out that it is false. He didn't go to NIB. He said he went to immigration to seek help. He didn't get help. It has turned out.
Minister of Health Minta Kando has announced a significant increase in National Health Insurance Scheme tariffs effective January 2026. The tariff are set to rise by 120%, aiming to improve healthcare service delivery, enhance facility sustainability, and boost patient experience. The National Health Insurance Authority attribute this move to the government decision to uncap the National Health Insurance Fund, unlocking $3.4 billion for improved health services. The revised tariffs, pending ministerial approval, are expected to reduce illegal co-payment. The NHIA will also intensify enforcement measures to eliminate unauthorized payment, addressing concerns about persistent illegal charges in some facilities.
I expect this to translate into quality teaching. Quality education is a collective responsibility. Government, in partnership with ITEC, is providing what teachers need to deliver quality education. Now is the responsibility of schools to show returns on investment by making sure that this investment translates into quality learning outcomes.
The Director General of Education, Professor Ernest Kofi Davies, is calling on schools to make the most of their STEM equipment investment. Speaking at the event, he emphasized the need for regular maintenance to ensure these resources continue to benefit students. Professor Davies has been vocal about addressing disparities in STEM education in rural and undeserved communities. He believes STEM education is crucial for preparing the next generation for a modern knowledge-based economy and fostering innovation and sustainable development. The SRC president of Holy Child College of Education and fellow students are calling on the government to swiftly address the concerns of the colleges of education. Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, which has led to an indefinite strike. The strike, affecting all 46 colleges of education, has disrupted academic activities. CTAG's grievances include unpaid allowances, research arrears, and upgrading of experienced teaching staff. With students feeling the impact, they urge the government to find a resolution to restore normalcy to their studies. The government is being urged to act with urgency and in good faith to address CTAG's grievances and ensure quality teacher education resumes. Vincent Eko Asafo, a member of parliament for Old Tafo, has raised concerns about alleged cost inflation in the government's sanitary pad program. Asafo claimed the cost per pack is 44 Ghana cedis based on current distribution data. However, the Education Minister has disputed this claim, stating 6.6 million packs are part of a larger procurement process. The controversy surrounds the government initiative to provide free sanitary pads to schoolgirls, aiming to reduce absenteeism and promote menstrual health. Critics, including Asefo, are questioning the program's transparency and effectiveness, citing concerns about corruption and mismanagement. A senior research fellow at the Ngochi Memorial Institute for Medical Research, Professor Beverly Ejiri, has said that Ghana is witnessing a dangerous rise in antibiotic resistance. Speaking at the annual research meeting of the Memorial Institute for Medical Research on Tuesday, November 25th, she said the resistance occurs when germs become so strong that medicines meant to tame them are no longer effective. This leads to treatment failures, prolonged illness, and in many cases, avoidable deaths, she said. The event was on the theme Advancing Healthcare Through Impactful Research and Innovation. She noted that many hospitals across the country are now battling infections that no longer respond to the strongest antibiotics. Professor Idris stated that the problem has been worsened by the misuse and overuse of antibiotics, the ease with which people walk into pharmacies to buy drugs without prescriptions, and weak infections prevention controls systems in many health facilities. She added that the COVID-19 pandemic led to even more indiscriminate use of antibiotics, accelerating the resistance challenge. She revealed that within African hospitals, several bacterial samples taken from patients are now resistant to nearly all available antibiotics. Surprisingly, 1.3% of laboratories in Africa are unable to run the necessary tests to guide correct antibiotic use. Professor Idri highlighted that although many African countries, including Ghana, have developed national action plans to tackle antibiotic resistance in line with the World Health Organization's global strategy, implementation remains slow due to limited funding and inadequate enforcement of policies. The director of Ngochi, Professor Dorothy Yeboah, also highlighted the Institute's continued commitment to advancing Ghana's biomedical research capacity. She said recent research output has been strengthened through specialized training programs which have boosted the country's scientific expertise. She praised the strong partnership between Ghana and Japan, stressing that ongoing exchange programs, technical assistance, and infrastructure development have significantly supported growth. Additionally, the Japanese ambassador to Ghana reaffirmed Japan's commitment to supporting scientific advancement in the country and commended the Institute for its leadership in disease surveillance and public health research. On his part, the Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta Kando, also emphasized the indispensable role of research in international development and health security. He acknowledged her immense contributions during the COVID-19 pandemic and its ongoing surveillance of infectious disease. He explained that the ministry is currently prioritizing 4 key areas: modernizing laboratory systems, especially DNA testing, advancing universal health coverage through data-driven decision-making, strengthening national training programs, and promoting pharmaceutical and vaccine manufacturing. In business, the Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Asiama has stated that the country is poised to enter a period of sustained price stability, citing improvement in inflation, monetary policy and structural reforms. Addressing the 127 Monetary Policy Committee, Dr. Asiama revealed that headline inflation is currently at 8.0%, with core inflation measures ranging between 5 to 7%. He therefore projected that inflation is likely to settle between between 4 to 6% by the end of the year and stabilize around the target band in 2026. The governor attributed the positive trajectory to a combination of disciplined fiscal management, prudent monetary policy, and structural reforms, particularly improvement in the foreign exchange market and the rebuilding of external buffers. Dr. Asiama noted that the economy is gradually moving from a recovery to expansion, supported by strong performance in non-oil sectors, agriculture and services. He said high-frequency indicators such as the Composite Index of Economic Activity point to continued growth, while both business and consumer sentiment remain firmly positive. Looking ahead, he cautioned that global risks remain in commodity price swings, geopolitical tensions, and tighter external financial conditions. With inflation expected to settle within the target range, Ghana will be entering in a multi-year period of price stability, providing a favorable environment for investment, business expansion, and job creation. The German Development Cooperation has marked the successful completion of the training the next generation of experts and garment manufacturing project. The project was supported by the Special Initiative Decent Work for Just Transition, which operates under the brand Invest for Jobs. It is funded by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and implemented by the Dutch International and Brandeis Corporate Campus. Across Africa, the textiles and garment sector continues to face a significant production gap, with value-added output projected at 1.84 billion in 2025. In Ghana, domestic demand stands at 120 million yards, valued at 400 million, yet manufacturers operate at 30% capacity. These challenges persist due to limited technical expertise and low investment levels. Trainees was designed to help address this gap by developing a pool of skilled local professionals who can support firms to enhance productivity and competitiveness. Participants of the project received specialized training in production management and quality control, merchandising and costing, industrial engineering, and social compliance. Training was delivered by industry experts using both practical and theoretical approaches through in-factory coaching and hands-on internships. The project, in addition, through the collaboration with Brandeis Corporate Campus, took participants on a study tour. The Brandeis Group is one of Sri Lanka's leading apparel manufacturers. This international exposure enabled the trainees to link theoretical knowledge with real-world manufacturing practices and observe global best practices in the garment industry. The completion of the training marks a significant step towards developing a sustainable talent pipeline for Ghana's apparel industry, as the trainees are being employed by local garment factories. This will contribute to reducing the reliance on expatriate expertise and empowering a new generation of local professionals to drive the textile and garment sector's transformation. The program is also expected to generate further engagement towards a greater alignment of the existing textile and fashion curricula with the pressing technical needs of Ghana's fast-growing garment manufacturing industry. These will help improve productivity, strengthen the textile industry, and create more jobs. To sports, the Ghana Football Association has extended its condolences to Young Madrid Football Club and the family of the Ignatius Busumpin, who tragically died died after collapsing during a Division 2 League match against Najo Royals FC over the weekend. The Ghana Football Association President, Executive Council and General Secretary, alongside the Western Regional Football Association, have expressed solidarity with the football community in mourning the loss of the young talent. In a statement, the association emphasized its support for Busumpim's family, Young Madrid Football Club and the Western Regional Football Association during this difficult period. Following the incident, the Ghana Football Association said it has maintained close contact with Western Regional Football Association leadership to provide necessary support and assistance to those affected. The association praised the Western Regional Football Association for its effort in managing the aftermath and ensuring the family receives care and guidance. The Ghana Football Association also called on the football fraternity to keep Busumpim's family, teammates, and all affected in their thoughts and prayers as they navigate this painful loss. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Sporting Club remains the only unbeaten team in the 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League season. However, the head coach Abdul Karim Zito and his players have come under scrutiny for not picking up wins in recent outings. The club has 3 draws, a win in the last 4 games, heading into its clash against Basake Holy Stars today, November 26 in Enyinase. The Porcupine Warriors rank 4th in the league with 20 points, but trail league leaders Aduana Stars by 3 points. Although Kotoko missed out on multiple opportunities to be at the league summit, Karim Zito says he takes the criticisms in good faith. Kotoko drew goalless with Samatex ahead of the Basake clash. In showbiz, Ghanaian rapper Kweku Smoke is set to stage a new edition of his annual Revival concert, announcing this year's event to take place on Wednesday, November 18th at Gard Park under the theme The Rebirth. Organizers says the event will take the form of a large-scale festival with an expected audience of more than 15,000 fans. The announcement follows a strong year for the artist. His latest album, Walk With Me, has performed well on streaming platforms and topped the Apple Music Ghana chart shortly after release. Kweku Smoke was also listed among the most streamed Ghanaian acts on Spotify for 2024, reinforcing his prominence in the hip-hop scene. The first Revival concert in 2024 earned positive reviews and was named one of the standout December shows of the year, featuring appearances from Sarkodie, King Promise, Reggie, B-Strap and other acts. This year's edition introduces an expanded program with activities scheduled ahead of the main performances. This include a car showcase featuring luxury vehicles, a pop-up display of limited merchandise, a skate presentation highlighting emerging skate culture in Ghana, and a basketball competition involving teams from communities across the country. Organizers indicate that surprise guest performance will appear on the night, adding to the anticipation surrounding the event. Gates will open at 1 p.m. to allow attendees access the full festival experience before the evening concert begins. The Rebirth positions the Revival concert as a lifestyle and cultural gathering, in addition to a music showcase, which marks a major shift for the brand as Kweku Smoke closes out the year 2025. And that's how we wrap up on the morning news broadcast. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms as well as log in onto our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. I am Deborah Ador, so thank you so much for doing the listening. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, I wo UK abrochimemu era from Ghana mu ha e the sound system which spinning machine papa every amano ne aba begu o Ghana mu ha it is say we a year we engagement we wedding we birthday party political parties are more rally some we sorry more crusade so we bo carnival or any kind of event now we pe spinning machine papa e bo sound no mu e de dia ene me kanfo GTR sounds e de emawo ya wa live band nso a woto nsa e de frɛn ya ye betimi ababeboa ama wudwumedi a wudi ene so atimi aye kama pa ya wo enkan poponi mantamo anya aponchi hotel ɛhɔ pepepe ɛna ye butuo odi ane sɛ wo bɛfrɛ empanifo ɛwɔ 0546960510 GTR sounds emu wode angaza.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning and welcome to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Pakwesi Omare, and as we promised you yesterday morning, we are back here in your studios this morning once again to bring you the most delightful discussions you can ever have in the capital of Ghana, Accra. This morning I have with me the NPP's communicator, Mr. Abdul Razak. Unfortunately, the NDC couldn't make it this morning for some unforeseen reasons, but we will still hold the conversations down in the studios for you. You can also join the conversation as well, as duly as always, on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. Our WhatsApp lines are 0202 544 614, 0202 544 614. Today's conversation is going to be quite of a one-on-one. Razak is going to have a field day to really express what the NPP feels about most of the things the NDC has been doing or saying or going on in the country ever since they assumed power. Without much to say, without taking so much from Razak's own discretion, let me introduce Razak to you this morning as he comes over with his own submissions. Razak.
Yes, boss.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How has it been?
It's been terrible.
Terrible?
Terrible, actually. It's been terrible. Because of most of the things that is going on in the country. Leadership crisis, issues of insecurity, issues of unemployment.
Insecurity?
Yeah.
Again, really?
Oh, but it has not stopped. It has not stopped. So we just have to factor it in. Because we still have insecurities in the country.
Okay.
So at least government should sit up. Issues of insecurity is one thing that we don't want to joke with. We don't want to jeopardize it.
Sure.
It's something that can cost us as a nation. So I think the government should intensify the fight to ensure peace in the country.
Okay. And speaking of insecurities, before we come into our own corridors, let's look at our brothers and neighbors, the Nigerians. Have you been following what's
Yes, I have been.
There? Okay.
I've been a keen I had keen interest in what was going on in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I still do.
Okay.
Nigeria currently is suffering crisis in terms of religious activities. And I the other time, or should I say terrorism, the other time and among the topics we are discussing today, I see issue of religious stuff there.
Sure.
So I just want to state that what Nigeria is going through, we should not make a mistake of letting that happen in Ghana here. It's very, 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 very disturbing situation that can cause the peace of this country. We've enjoyed this peace for over a while now. I think we must not jeopardize with that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Let's get faster into the conversations right away. I mean, since we are already here.
Yeah, today I have a lot to say.
I have a lot to say.
Yes, yes. Last week there was a topic that was discussed here. I'm hoping I'll get time to digest that particular topic.
Really?
Yes, there was a topic that was discussed here between the NDC candidate AP and the MPP's patriotic sheriff. I followed the conversation, and it was funny though. It was funny to some extent, and I felt like, wow, I should have been here. Yeah, because you see, the employment minister made a statement to the effect that we over rely on government for jobs. That's why we have issues of unemployment. You see, I think
was he wrong?
He was totally wrong, completely wrong, out of order. Even though we are not in the chamber, but he was out of order. Look, they shouldn't take Ghanaians for granted this way. I was listening to the conversation and I felt pain. I don't know how to describe it. For an employment minister, and to even think that they were those who promised us 24-hour economy, to even think that they were those who gave us the Formula 133 shifts, he should not be the person to talk about relying on government.
Okay.
He should not. Because look, I stated this and I'm stating it again. To give us a Formula 133 shift, and I'm saying that if the policy 24-hour economy is implemented in the manner in which it was promised, in the manner in which they campaign, to this country called Ghana, we are too small. We should have job surplus. You understand what I'm saying? We should have job surplus. I mean, we should be going to Niger to bring people to come and work for us. Look, implement the policy agenda, 24-hour economy, and then implement the Formula 133 shifts. And my brother, I tell you, we're going to have job surplus in this country.
Okay.
Unless, of course, they are telling us the policy 24-hour economy is a deception. That I would agree. But he should not even be talking about relying on government for jobs.
Okay.
Does that mean they were clueless in opposition? Does that mean they didn't know what was going on in the country? Are they now just coming to realize it? I mean, what is this? They are insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians. It is uncalled for. To tell us that we are relying on government. Look, you told us that you are going to bring 24-hour economy and that it will provide incentive for private sector. That will ensure that private sector will absorb a good number of the unemployed graduates or unemployed youths.
Yeah.
So why are you not doing it? What is happening? And to even think that these are the guys that are shutting down, that cancelled a policy, one district, one factory. I mean, clueless government that does not know how to create jobs.
They cancelled that. Policy.
Yes, in Parliament, I was there. I listened to that when the minister said
was the
that
policy
as of today...
active? Was the policy even active?
Yes. Under one district, one factory, we have Savulugu rice processing plant. We have watermelon production factory in Waliwali. We have Sam George constituency, vaccine manufacturing industry.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Sam George constituency.
How many people does it employ?
A good number of Ghanaians. You understand? I don't have the statistics to tell you this, the number of people that have been employed. But once there's a factory that is in place and is functional, you expect that it absorbs, a number of unemployed people. So this, I think the minister is out of order. He's out of line. They should give him red card.
Okay. You really do have a lot to say this morning.
Yes. Look, I was pained to think that someone that should be devising means. I mean, what happened to the policy, 1 million codes program? Where has it gone to?
That's a good question.
Where has it gone to? You are telling us that, look, Ghanaians were about 30-something million.
Yeah.
Divide that by the aged, those that are not working, children that are not working, then the number of people that will be actively looking for jobs as in the youth, we're not that many. So activate 1 million codes program, then you see the number of people that will be left looking for jobs. Okay. Look, they are clueless. They don't know how to create jobs. They don't know how to create jobs at all. Look at Agenda 111. Look, they are saying that they are going to work with 10 of them. 10 of the Agenda 111. That tells you that these people does not have an idea as in how to fight unemployment.
Why?
Because Agenda 111, when completed and functional, we're going to have a good number of people being employed. A good number of Ghanaians.
Are they not putting out that 10 figure because of budgetary, financial constraints?
So you are taking only 10. But you have about 290-something million to purchase sanitary pass. I mean, look at the government priority. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Look at the government priority. 290-something million to buy sanitary pass for students. And working on Agenda 111, that will give same people, when completed, permanent jobs. Which of them would you prefer?
But
so you see, what we are saying is that
looking at the strategy of the government when it comes to Agenda 111, government says they are absorbing 10 of it.
You cannot be absorbing 10 and you are allocating 78 million to a department in the presidency.
Let me finish.
Plus about 78 million for government communications.
Brother, you don't.
That's insensible.
Okay, that's fine, fair. And they are collaborating with private institutions. I think the Christian Council, if I'm not wrong, to also look at if they can work on the other ones. And so is it not still in the good cause? Because you people actually allocated an entire fund which was supposed to complete everything. The monies are finished, but the projects are there uncompleted.
Look, let's know what we want as a country. Our priority should not, you see, every government is faced with a different set of challenges. And so even ours was even we had a more serious, devastating challenges than this government. They've not had, even though they've not ended their tenure, but as we speak, they've not had any serious, devastating challenge as a government. So they should be able to get funds. I mean, they promised us a whole lot of things in opposition.
Was the Agenda 111 part of it?
No, Agenda 111 is not part of them.
Okay.
But as a critical thinker and someone who knows how job is created, you know that a policy Agenda 111 is a game-changing policy that can change lives of Ghanaians. I mean, implement it, as I have stated.
Okay.
Implement it and see. The doctors, nurses, the side jobs that it will create for Ghanaians. I mean, these are all things that you factor in. Agenda 111 is an intelligent, very brilliant policy. Very, very brilliant policy. And they are yet to even get us a policy of that kind, as in the NDC.
Okay.
They are yet to.
Okay. All right, thank you. We have Debbie joining us for the conversation. Debbie, I mean, a lot has been said by Razak regarding what you actually listen to yourself. What would you say about it?
Well, he was talking about Agenda 1. Was it about the government completing the Agenda 111 project?
Yes, exactly.
That was what you were talking about.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Okay.
As a government, I mean, when you inherit government, when you just come into office, you take over assets and liabilities and all of that. So it is the duty of government to ensure that these are completed, as we have stated. Government is a continuation.
Yeah, I get you.
A process of so they cannot abandon a policy like Agenda 111. Look, if they see crowd, they would abandon it.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I mean,
they would.
I haven't
These
seen...
people, they like doing things for Ghanaians to see that, oh, these people are trying, they're trying. Meanwhile, in the long run, it's not adding up anything. That's what they are.
Okay. Okay.
Can I?
Sure.
So please, I want to ask you, when your government came into power, how many projects were they able to complete that was left by the current president, Mahama?
How many projects were they?
Well, how many projects were your government able to complete after they've taken over from the current president?
Okay, so this is some sort of like a research question, but I still have some of it. You see the what's the name?
The
sports stadium.
To say Polygodam?
No. That didn't even cross my mind.
Okay.
Yes. There's a stadium at UG. This government, Akufo-Addo government just completed it. Even though it was not started by John Mahama, it was started by Kufuor. John Mahama left it. He came and met it. Mahama number 1, he didn't complete it. Mahama, this is his number 2. But NDC government came. Several NDC government came and they didn't complete it. But we came and we completed it.
I'm coming. Let me ask you something about that stadium.
Okay.
It was completed in 2023, right? 2022, 2023, because of the All African Games.
Yes. My boss actually completed it.
Do you know where the monies came from? Do you know?
For the completion of the project. Well, I don't have statistics.
Oh, okay. Yes. Because we were hosting the African Games, CAF. So it's not something we will say it was a government project. We can't put it that way.
But you see, this is not about where the money was. Okay, that may be a factor. But you see, when NDC had the money, they wanted to do Nkukonkitinki. They went and bought guinea fowls and they flew to Burkina Faso. It's just about having the interest in executing.
Do you have to that effect? I keep debunking
but I know
the
for sure.
The truth is that
look,
there were no guinea fowls bought. No guinea fowls were bought. There were no guinea fowls.
But so where did the money go to? That's the question we're asking. Where did the money go? There was allocation for it.
Allocation?
Yes. And there was funds. They bought guinea fowls, and the story they gave us is that it flew to Burkina Faso.
Who gave you that story?
NDC. The NDC gave us that story.
Who from the NDC? Who from the NDC did you hear say that we bought guinea fowls and they flew to Burkina Faso?
Look, you see, some of these, they are
I just want you to understand that these are lies. They weren't true. They were never true.
But you see, it's just like telling us that Akufo-Addo wanted to buy. Sorry, he was renting a jet to be bathing in the air. You understand? It's that sort of a statement. So you understand where I'm coming from?
That statement, where did it come from?
The statement that the NDC has that view that, or they held the view that Akufo-Addo was renting a private jet to be bathing in the sky.
Did you actually listen to your own defense minister there?
Yes, I listened to him.
What did he say?
And look, I have debunked the statement. What he said was that the president cannot or could not even freshen up. Freshen up, as I have stated, is different from bathing. You understand, my sister? It's freshen up and bathing is in.
So can I continue?
It
was my personal thing. So I asked that question because we didn't see the MPP government completing projects that were started by the current president's who came into power before they take after him. Now I can't remember when Toby Apedi.
The E-blocks, we completed some of them. Some of them that they threw away in the bushes, we completed some of them. I
can't remember Toby Apedi calling on the then former president to complete an E-block that was built in their place. And then I remember the former president was interviewed on Peace FM where he said, he made a statement that Onkoye, the chief should go and do it himself. If I'm lying, the video is there. He asked the chief to go and complete the project himself. This is coming from a whole sitting president. A person that the whole country is looking up to. Now you said that the Agenda 111 project, you started and then the president said he wanted to complete 10 and you are complaining. How many of the Agenda 111 hospitals were you able to complete?
Are you independent analyst or?
I'm just independent. I'm speaking my mind. So.
Okay. So I want to know your position so we know how to.
Please, I'm independent.
The NPP is always threatened by people's views, thinking everyone is NDC. Right?
No. So, I'm not thinking she's an NDC.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's why I want to know her position, so we'll know how to deal with it. So if she's an NDC, I know how to deal with her as an NDC.
Okay. I'm not an NDC.
Yeah, so you are independent.
I'm independent.
That's right.
Producer. So you said this current administration wanted to complete 10 of the Agenda 111 project. How many of the Agenda 111 project was your government that brought the initiative? How many of them were they able to complete? Now, I know that when a project is being started by a government, it is the taxpayers' money. It is not solely for MPP or NDC. In as much as it is MPP that is in power that brought up the initiative, or NDC that was in power that brought up the initiative, after it's being completed, it is going to help both MPP and NDC. It's going to help the nation, not MPP or NDC. And one thing I've realized is that because I started a project, I started it, and then someone is coming after me because you don't want to complete it, and then we wouldn't know who to credit, whether you or me, and so you are not going to complete it. That is equally bad. But you're saying that the 10% or the 10 hospitals that this current administration wants to complete, it's not good. Your government projected 100 million into Agenda 111 hospital, and then they told us that I think in a pace of 12 months, they said the Agenda 111 hospital will be completed. Till you left power for 8 good years. Agenda 111 hospital will be.
Well, let's correct this impression. Agenda 111 was a policy that came at the latter part of our government. It's not 8 years.
Okay, so it was in 2022, right?
You understand?
But you gave a time.
Nearly 2 years to
you gave. That doesn't matter.
This is a massive project. It takes time, right?
It takes
so
time,
you should have been fair to the
but you gave a timeline.
Yes.
You gave a timeline that by the end of 2023, you'll be done with it. Monies have been allocated, so there was no issue at all.
So you see, just as the E-blocks, President Mahama promised to complete the E-blocks for us. Did he? No, he couldn't. So
President Mahama never gave a timeline to the E-blocks. He never gave a timeline.
Let's not go there.
No. He never gave a timeline. Look, he never gave a timeline.
When you award a contract, the timeline. No. Let's not go there.
But he's right.
I'm saying that if you award a contract, the contractor will give you a timeline as to when the project will finish.
So
you can't tell me that you didn't give a timeline.
The president come out.
It doesn't matter whether the president said it or not.
It does matter.
But there is a timeline.
There was no timeline. What was the timeline?
That is what
I'm saying is, look,
what was the timeline?
I know I don't have the timeline. But what I'm saying is
there was no timeline.
What I'm saying is that you cannot award a contract and the contractor will not give you the timeline as to when the project will finish. Then if you do that, you are doing poor shoddy job.
So if the contractor
you must be on top of issues.
If the contractor
you must know the timeline.
A timeline, and then you know that I've given you a work, and then you're giving me a timeline that's in a pace of a year to be completed.
No. Even it's not the government that will give you.
Even me,
you
that
as
I'm
the
not
contractor,
so much
you
into what you do, can actually tell that no, this thing cannot be completed in a year time. Then it should be between the contractor and I.
That's
not
what I'm saying.
Me and the Ghanaians. So if you tell Ghanaians that you are completing within 12 months, 12 months, the
government can only tell you.
For that 12 months,
the government can only tell you
so
that.
So if you're not able to complete it within that 12 months, then you fail.
We admonish that you you finish this program within this period of time. Then the contractor, based on his capacity, will tell you this project will take this particular period of time to be completed.
So what we are saying is this.
Yes.
You give a timeline to Agenda 111 and you couldn't execute it.
But this is not a novel situation. We've had this in this country.
you
yes,
see, the comparison.
That is the problem.
You see,
that
you
is the problem.
Just admit to it that you give a timeline. You could.
Yes, but
because the money is allocated. And
you
do you know one thing about this thing?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know one thing about Agenda 111?
If in this country, all the presidents that has come and left or gone, they had been able to meet up with their timelines, who have massive infrastructures in this country.
Okay,
it's because
that is
over
true.
the years, presidents will come and they are unable to meet up with their timelines to finish their projects. That we have all these situations.
And that is because they are not being
and we are saying
fair
that
to Ghanaians.
Now,
yes, just as the NDC are not being fair. You know, Mahama #1 promised us Iblo, he couldn't complete them.
You also promised Agenda 111. Were you able to complete it?
So it's not
I don't think
it
should be a debate as to this and that. But one thing about the Agenda 111 story, you see, if you're going to build something, there is an architectural plan that you build with. Do you know the funny thing about this? I believe Razak knows. All these 111 hospitals, they have the same plan. But according to the architect, he is charging every single one. I don't know why young fans say this phone, when they design it, it is the same design for if they are going to make, let's say, 100 pieces of it, it's the same design. So whoever designed it, he just designed it for the first copy. Any other one is a photocopy.
I'm hearing this for the first time though.
Oh really?
I have to be frank. I'm just hearing it from you. So I would have to fact check you.
Do it.
Yes, I would fact check you.
Do it, because when the audit came in, that was what the man said. And that thing, Okujeto was the one who brought it up. When he was doing his this thing.
Is not.
And it was fact checked.
It's not
Please.
No.
Razak.
Oh,
It was fact checked. It was fact checked. And it was validated.
Okujeto is not trustworthy in the sense that
this
man told us that he had reduced the registration of passport fees to 350. Meanwhile, it was still at 500.
We are not talking about.
Yeah, so I'm telling you that he's not trustworthy because someone that can come and lie to
in this case, in this case, it was true. In this case, it was true.
In this case, you have to tell us what he said.
You don't know what Asafo said.
What did he know?
You don't know.
In this case,
Asafo is trustworthy. If you listen to him yesterday,
Asafo is trustworthy.
Yes,
it's okay.
Yesterday,
it's okay. Let's move on. Okujeto is not trustworthy, but Asafo is trustworthy.
Yes. Asafo is trustworthy. I mean, a good lawyer.
Okay.
With a good standing.
You see, in Ghana here, we have a timeline for public service.
Okay.
You have an age that you go for retirement. Over the past years, we've seen people even exceed their ages, and it has become one of public interests where we speak against it a lot because people need to move out for people to be employed.
Yes.
And people will be doing all komsa, they will stay in office for 10 years even after their retirement.
Yes.
So we spoke against it. Even President Mahama himself spoke against it.
Yes.
And he said for now, there's not going to be any of such things to happen, blah, blah, blah. We woke up out of wherever it came from. They said the police council is advocating for an extension for the IGP. The police council. Because I don't know, but probably they like the services of their leader. So they want him to be extended for some other 2 years.
I'm not sure that's why.
And so they are seeking a consideration from the president. And then yesterday, even before this topic could be discussed, we heard the president has agreed and conceded to extend it for him. So a president who speaks against something, then turns around, do the same thing he was speaking against. How does this even facilitate trust from the citizens in our government? The IGP, no matter how good people might think he is, it is his time to go. Are we saying we don't have any capable hands to step in as his retirement is due?
Is it my turn?
I mean, for this one, I would love it if it could come as more of a nationalistic view, not so partisan. But then I can't really tell you how to.
but it has partisan characteristics.
Okay.
Yes. So
why do you think it has?
It has partisan characteristics because the IGP Yahono is reported that he's a known member of the NDC.
It is reported?
Yes.
By who?
But we are into politics, so we know some of these things.
Okay.
You understand?
So when it was reported that Dampare was NPP.
Let me change my words. It is alleged that he's a known member of the NDC.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. So, I mean, the president and the NDC should do, the best they can to desist from this deception. Because you cannot, during the day, tell us that you don't like goat meat. And then in the night, you go and be eating goat.
You'll be preparing pepper soup
with goat meat. Hey. That's deceptive, inconsistent, and insincere. You cannot take Ghanaians for granted. This NDC government, you see, we Ghanaians, we are not angry enough. I remember the IGP in his own statement, the one who left Dampare. IGP told us that his only fear in his life is that his exiting office and the one that is coming in is not as good as he was. That's the only fear he has. And I have always held this position that the current IGP is not up to the task. That is my position.
Really?
He's not up to the task.
Okay.
You remember when he came into office, the insecurities that we experience in this country, gunshots everywhere, people dying, to the extent that he went to Boku, and he promised the people of Boku jobs, instead of finding a solution to the problem in Boku, the insecurity issue in Boku.
But wasn't that promise part of the solutions he was?
And I'm telling you that, you see, the issue in Boku, it is clear to us that the IGP does not understand what is happening there.
Okay.
The issue there is not about unemployment. I mean, should we cry for him to understand that? The issue in Boku is not about unemployment. So intensify your men to do the job.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Not
so
to come and be
your view is that he is not up to task.
He's not up to task. And to think that the president is actually maintaining him, I feel. Meanwhile, not too long ago, that was on 2nd April, President Mahama issued a directive, and I want to read: suspension of grant of contract appointments. The grant of post-retirement contract appointment to retired public service has been suspended with immediate effect. Consequently, all requests for such appointment will no longer be considered. Kindly take note of this directive and ensure compliance. So who is contradicting who?
That's a very.
Why are they taking Ghanaians for granted?
That is a very good question.
What was this? And then not too long ago, there was a letter again. Re-engagement as Director General of Police. I write to inform you that following the recommendation of Police Council. So look, I hate it when I feel that somebody is deceiving me. I just know the truth fact of this case. The matter at hand, we all know, and you made it look like you are deceiving us.
What do you think is the deception in here?
The deception in here is that you cannot tell us that you don't want to employ people based on contract.
Yes.
And then go in the next minute, you are appointing somebody based on contract. So you are appointing somebody on contract.
Do you think this has a political influence, there's a political biased move, or you think it is just out of competence, looking at how good the IGP has been since assuming office? You would think that losing such an experience and
based on what has happened in the last 10 or 11 months, I think the engagement or the re-engagement of the IGP is based on politics. I see it in a political lens, because the IGP, as I have stated, is not up to the task. And I see no reason why he should be re-engaged.
Re-engaged, okay.
No.
All right. Thank you, Razak. Debbie.
So it's quite sad though if the current IGP is supposed to leave power by December 27th,
Yeah.
and then President extending his time frame. Then I think in a way it's going to hit back against the government as well, because if it is stated that maybe with this time frame you're supposed to leave, then you're supposed to go. But if you're extending that, then it means it's based on something. If maybe your contract with a company is ending and then they want to extend your stay, it means they've identified maybe your competence, or maybe they've seen your good works or something that they want to base on that and then extend your stay. But I don't want to judge, but looking at the current IGP, I would say that his work is not really catchy. You're not really feeling his impact like that's of the former IGP. This is not based on political lens, but looking at his work so far, I think some time ago I was saying that the president, that is per my view, the president did a mistake by taking away Dan Parry. He could have maintained that Parry and take away the OSP instead, and then replace the OSP instead. That was in my view, because I feel like Dan Parry, although he was appointed by a party, but then for me, I feel like he worked. We really saw what he did, and I wouldn't blame this current IGP because he just came. They've been in power for less than a year. We are almost crossing a year though, but we are still not feeling this. I don't know, maybe in subsequent days he will back up or something. So with the president extending his term, then it means he has seen something, or he's basing on something to extend that, and that is what we want to know. Why are you extending it? Maybe it's because of this, it's because of that. And then I feel like they should first take the opinions of the public, because you are there because of the people. You promise us something, and we are watching and looking onto that for you to fulfill it. And we cannot say that we don't have vibrant people in the police service who cannot take up the work of the IGP, who cannot perform well like the IGP. And I've noticed something about we Africans. We only go in for old people to manage our affairs. Are we saying we don't have vibrant youth who are good enough to do it? I'm not trying to rubbish the work of the current IGP though. But then if you are doing this, then it means that we don't have anybody who's going to take up after the IGP. And also this letter coming from the police, it's coming from the police, right? They said the police,
the police council.
I'm not sure it's true.
So you think it is a devised mechanism?
Yes, I'm not
politically
sure.
Motivated
In a way.
Okay.
In a way.
People have raised a concern. That's not coming from me. These are observations from people that I'm also putting out. That if you look frankly, looking at their age and all that, the one person who should have rather been the IGP under the NPP was Yohonu, but he was overlooked for Dan Parry, who was even way younger.
Sometimes it's based on competence.
Please let me finish. So with him, Yohonu being just a year before retirement and being appointed for just a year's position, I mean, they are just having a sympathy run on him to extend for that is what people are saying.
That is bad. If that is true, then it's bad. You don't appoint people because of you are showing loyalty to the person, or because you want to reward the person based on you when the person cannot do the work as he's supposed to do.
Do you also stand with Razak in the fact that he's not up to task?
With the current IGP, well, sitting right here and then saying that it's not up to task, I might be wrong, because if you said per what you've seen this morning, the president has extended his contract, right? Which means maybe he's going to stay until this current administration move out of power. So it means he has like 3 years more.
No, just 2 years.
Just 2 years.
The extension is for 2 years.
The extension is for 2 years. Oh, okay. Then I can't sit here and then say that, well, maybe he's not up to task. But with what he has done so far, from the beginning of this current administration to where we have gotten now, for me, it is not promising enough. Because let me cite this example. During Dampare's time, we had period where there's prophecies and stuff, a whole lot of things, and then this man came up with a directive that you cannot just stand up and then cause fear and panic in people. And then I'm sure they arrested people. It got to a time even Owusu Bempa was arrested. Shatawale was arrested because he fabricated someone shot him using a gun or something, and then he was being arrested. But this man came in, and then we saw this happening, and then we saw nothing. So I feel like sitting here and then concluding on him that he's not capable enough, I might be wrong. Maybe he might change as time goes on, but for now, and yet he needs to sit up.
All right. Thank you there to both of you and your submissions on this particular. Anything you would want to add, Razak?
Okay, so based on what has been discussed, you see, the IGP, I maintain the stand that comparatively he's not up to the task.
Okay.
IGP, Dampare is way more ahead of him. And as she said, the IGP Dampare should have been maintained.
But if that is the case,
look, we saw a lot of things on our road that when IGP Dampare came into office, he corrected those wrongs. The issue of police harassment, one of the important things that we were suffering from in this country, in the hands of police harassment, it was as though riding a motorbike or that sort of a thing is a crime in this country.
I'm coming. You are saying police harassment went down under Dampare?
Yes.
Per which?
Look, we saw it.
Per what perimeters are you?
I'm on the road.
You're on the road
every day.
Were you there when innocent protesters were beaten, manhandled, sprayed on with hot water? Please,
where?
Are you asking me this?
Yeah, I want to know where you are talking.
Don't be diabolic.
Please, you see, it's good that you clarify it for me.
Don't be.
Because if you tell me, was I not there? There are many of the instances that issues of this nature happen in this country. So I would appreciate it if you specifically tell me.
So there are many instances that these things happened under your tenure from 2023 to 2024. How many?
Police harassing the people.
But that is what we are talking about.
What I'm saying is that it was there when we came to meet it in office, and IGP Dampare he kept measures, he employed measures that reduced drastically the rise in police harassment. And I have told you, I'm on the road I was on the road. I'm a rider. I ride every day, and I know how I used to be. They used to arrest me on the road. You understand?
How is it now?
It has really increased this time around because now you remember the last time I took you and we were going to Seko, they arrested us. This same government. Do you remember? It's not usually, it doesn't happen to me.
Okay. Do you know why that day it happened? Do you know why? Was the police wrong or right? Was the police wrong or right? Let's be fair.
In arresting,
and it was you and I. We encountered it. Was the police wrong or right in that arrest?
Well,
was the police wrong or right?
They were right. Are we together? The police were right.
Okay.
You understand? They were right. But you see, the point I'm making is that it's important you understand the direction from which I come. I am not using my motor for commercial purposes.
Sure.
But those that are Okada guys, I have brothers who do Okada.
Yeah.
You understand? And a lot of them complains that they get arrested. It's as though they are not even allowed to use motorbike in this country. The police arrest them and extort money from them each and every day. This is a canker that must be dealt with.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that under IGP Dampare, they were happy. They used to come to the house to tell me that, oh, look, the issue of police harassment has reduced.
Do you know that?
This is something we are experiencing again.
Razak,
yes.
Do you know that so far, in my 30-something years on this planet and in this country, the only time I have seen the police rejoice for changing their leader was when Dampare was.
Do you know why? I'll tell you why. The reason was because IGP said don't harass the motor riders and take money from them.
That's why
the police can never be
him
happy
off.
for somebody who is saying these things to them.
Okay,
they can never be happy.
That is quite interesting.
Yes,
you know that's.
It's not as though the man was bad. Look, I confronted a police officer. He's a friend of mine on this same issue. That day we had a lot of argument on it. So I told him that look, they rejoice, or the kind of joy you people got when IGP or Dampari was changed, it's not because he was bad, and you know it. The guy agreed to the fact that he doesn't allow them to, do whatever they want to do, and that's why they were rejoicing.
One of the things
it is not as though he was bad.
I also had an encounter with a police brother of mine, and he told me that, just as you put it, they weren't happy because the man wasn't allowing them to do what they wanted to do.
And that
one of the things they
taking money from riders and drivers on the road.
And that also includes that they only wanted to protect protesters. But they weren't allowed to. They were rather informed to harass them.
No. So you see, this doesn't add up. No.
But is that not what happened?
No.
Where the protested
it is a constitutional right. It is a constitutional right that when people are protesting, the police will provide security for them.
Did the police provide security for them, or they manhandled them?
You provide security for them,
but
to protect
was that
them.
what they did, or they did otherwise?
Yes, they always provide security for protesters.
I am asking you, is that what they did?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I said they always provide security for protesters to protest.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Probably we were staying in different Ghanas under your regime.
So maybe you want to tell us more about what happened, so that we'll be abreast with what you are saying. Because
if
I really think
I would rather want you to tell me more, so that I get to know.
Yeah. So what I think is that what I think and what I saw was that the police provide security for protesters to protest, and that's what I saw.
That's what you saw.
Yes.
Okay.
So if my memory serves me right, I remember before this previous administration left power, there were massive demonstrations here and then, especially when it has to do with the Galamsey issue. And there were instances where protesters were arrested and even jailed. We saw it. We saw when protesters were manhandled in the country.
Okay,
so you
want to reference
otherwise.
Ralph, right? You want to reference Ralph. That situation I remembered very well.
Was he the only one, Ralph?
Yes, I want to make a statement.
We had over 200 people being arrested.
Yes, even an old woman.
An old woman was even arrested. Let's understand the context from which these people were arrested. Ralph, for instance, you cannot come and you block a main road.
That is another issue.
That wasn't even the one they arrested them. That wasn't even it.
Yes.
That wasn't even it. That
wasn't make your point.
That wasn't it.
That is another issue.
That wasn't the Razak. Hey, Razak.
Well, I still have time. I'll come and make my point.
You want to throw something in our ICA. Let's move on to. There is an argument going on in town. Wesley Girls. We all know it's a mission school, and they are saying that once you come to that school, all other religious activities you need to forego. You only abide by their missions. Now we have human rights. We have international human rights. We have religious rights. Does this directive by the school subject to the human rights, or it is rather an abuse to human rights? And if that is the case, what is the state doing about it? Can the country, the state, do something to correct this thing if it's wrong?
So you're taking me right.
I will take you first.
All right. So I think it is unfortunate that we are having this tension in the country, or this issue. You see, the constitution of our country is clear. The constitution sees the country as a secular nation. And today I came with my constitution because I want us to read together so we understand some of these things that is embedded in the constitution.
Okay.
Article 1.2 of the 1992 constitution is clear that this constitution shall be the supreme law of the country. And Article 17 Article 17 also gives us, I would want to read so that I don't miss out on some of the words.
Yes, sir.
Article 17.
Yes, please.
Article 17.2. A person shall not be discriminated against on grounds of gender, race, color, ethnic origin, religion, creed, or social or economic status.
Okay.
I'm aware you had religion here.
Yes, please.
So you see, in this country, if a school is trying to subject a particular group of people to a certain religious practice, even though they are not, or they might not be, part of that religion, it is simply going against the constitution. And considering the fact that the school is situated in this country, it is subjected to the laws of this country. The reason why the constitution says you cannot discriminate based on religion is simply clear. The constitution does not want a situation where you have religious, banter, religious unrest situations in this country. That is why this provision is here.
Okay.
And let's go to Article 25.
All right.
Article 25 says that all persons shall have the right to equal education, educational opportunities, and facilities, and with a view to achieving full realization of that right. So it is completely out of order. It is completely wrong to suggest that because the school is a missionary school, Muslims should not be allowed to pray. That will be discrimination based on religion.
Okay.
And that is against our constitution, unless of course they are telling us that the school is above the constitution of our country.
Okay.
Then we would agree.
Okay.
But aside that, we expect that Ghana being a secular nation, and the fact that the school is in the jurisdiction of this country, we expect
it's not
that
a private school either.
It's not a private school. The government funds the activities of the school.
Okay.
So we expect that we allow the coexistence of every form of religious practice.
Okay.
Let us coexist peacefully.
Each other. Just the way we are living in the country.
You understand?
We should be able to.
I mean, if you complete,
well.
if let's say, for example, you went to a missionary school, you graduate from the missionary school, and then you are employed to work with people or someone that is, let's say,
in a secular environment.
In a secular environment, are you going to stop or refuse to work with such people just because of their faith? I mean, it's not fair.
Okay.
It's not fair. And the people are not even asking for, a mosque to be built in the school. They are just two things. They just want to pray and fast. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
So I think this shouldn't be a big deal.
Sure. All right.
It shouldn't be. And the last time, I think yesterday in the night, I followed a certain live where one guy made a statement to the fact that if this case is taken to court, the school win. But I disagreed with the person because, and I even thought like the AG should have known better because the constitution supersedes every other thing in the country. So the AG should have known better. The statement he made was unfortunate.
Okay.
And I'm confident that this case the school is not going to win.
Okay.
Because we are a country that is ruled with laws and regulations.
Okay.
So it is unfortunate that this issue is happening.
It's happening.
If not now, I actually thought that Ghana, we had certain level of tolerance for religious activities. But this has given me a certain view. It is beginning to change my understanding of what religious tolerance and other stuff we have in the country.
Okay.
But I believe that this is not the time for religious unrest situations.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what's happening in Nigeria. It's unfortunate.
And you see,
if we continue
it started.
If we continue to allow this in the future, we are going to have issues with religion.
A whole lot.
I foresee that, unless of course something is done, or the court takes steps to curb these particular menace.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So well, it's not a national. It's not something we should be discussing. It should be something that should be resolved within a twinkle of an eye. But it's unfortunate because you and I know that we have the laws, we have the constitution, but it's not working. We don't follow what is being stated in the constitution, and that is why I back people when they call out that the constitution should be reviewed, because this is not the first time something like this is happening. We've had instances not based on education, but instances where we experience certain things, and then according to the constitution, it is not to be done maybe this way, but then it was done that way because we don't follow what is written in the constitution. Then we do personally what we like, leaving behind the constitution. So the constitution is there. He read it so nicely, but I wouldn't be surprised because we are not going to follow what is in there.
Well,
and we are not going to follow what is in there. Even if we will follow it, definitely there will be a bias somewhere. And then this has been something that if you go to a Muslim school, you are being forced to use how do you call it? Is it mayafi or hijab?
The hijab. The undercovers.
If you're attending a Muslim school, whether you're a Christian or not, you will use it.
Are you sure?
Oh yes, you will use it.
Really?
Yes, you will.
Okay, I mean,
you will use it.
But why will a Christian also go to an Islamic school?
So that is your preference.
An Islamic school.
Maybe that is your preference.
Are you sure?
Yes, because
I think that
but I'm
Islamic
not sure
schools,
if you are being forced to pray.
Oh no, you're not being forced to pray, but
with the hijab,
with the
just to cover the head.
Really?
Yes, you will use it.
I think
my
so.
hostel.
I'm not aware of that, but I think so because
you
of the
use
doctrines.
it. My hostel, our caretaker's daughter attends this Arabic school. She used the mayafi. She has it in her bag. She's a Christian. She goes to church on Sunday, but when she's going to school, she will wear the green skirt, the white top,
I see some
with
Christians
the
also
hijab.
using the veil.
Okay.
Yes, there's a church at Seko. When you're going to Paloma side, there's a church there. They use the mayafi. They use this thing to cover their head, even when they are praying.
You will use it because according to the woman, that is the doctrine of the school. And if you're a Christian and then you want to educate your word, that is, you are supposed to go with that directive. So,
really?
Yes.
But if that is the argument, then probably Wesley girls might.
Is there? They will have it. That is what I'm saying. That they will.
No, the issue is if whether or not it's a Muslim school or it is a Christian school, once it is against the constitution, they should set it right.
Okay. They should set it right here. You are right, but this has been something that has been in existence for long. If you have made up your mind to go to an Arabic school where they use the mayafi, you are supposed to use it because no one forced you into the school. You brought yourself, so you have to follow that directive. It is wrong, but we are doing it. So as a Muslim, if you find yourself in Wesley Girls and Wesley Girls is saying that you can't come and pray here, it's wrong. But if you go to Rome, you do what Rome do. I'm not saying it's right because in the constitution it's wrong. Okay. But we have normalized it because we are not following what the constitution is stated. So if this is becoming an issue, then we are supposed to sort ourselves and then first of all follow what is written in the constitution, clear things out
for all the schools,
for all the schools, yes, for all the schools. So if you are saying that if I'm a Muslim and then I'm going to Wesley Girls, I have the ought to pray. Then if I'm a Christian too and I want to go to an Arabic school, it is not by force for me to use mayafi. I can go so that we set everything clear. Because these are petty things that there's terrorists, there's jihadists or those people that causes chaos and killings and stuff in other countries take advantage of it, and then by the time we realize it, as we mind, but not done it terrorist mind.
Our security, they've done well so far in protecting our borders from this kind of terrorist activities and stuff. They've done so well. We must commend them. Yeah, Ghana, we have not had such instances. In the Sahel, it is much more common over there. So much common. I think the security they
should be commended. Okay. Yes. Now, that's all I will say about it. And for me, I will take it from the angle of the education minister. Not so long ago, let's say about a month ago, there was an issue with a young girl who was going to school with her hair. Yeah. That also became a whole discussion. The hair, then there's some see what a class crown or unity say to distract people. I mean. And the education minister was against that. He was against that. He made it clear, if you don't want to obey by that, then take your ward to a private school and all that. Fine. With this issue, he's against what Wesley Girls is saying. And people are saying that, okay, in one breath you are against it, in another breath, and that is because probably you are a Northerner or a Muslim. You see, this is why we should always, regardless of our faith.
No, it is because it may be because he's a Muslim, but not entirely because he's a Northerner.
He's a Northerner. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
because
we
he's a
should correct
Muslim.
that,
Okay,
yes.
sure. Thank you for the correction there. My take is this: you can't force people. You can't force faith or religion on anyone.
Yes.
If that is the case, then even landlords can have the right to decide that I am a Christian landlord.
Yeah.
So you cannot play in my house.
Exactly.
And that would worsen the
I
situation.
don't rent for maybe
Muslims, or maybe I'm also a Muslim. I don't rent to Christians.
That is going to bring.
But
You see what that is going to cause in this country.
Looking at the gravity of the issue involved, the Constitution realizes or it recognizes religion, but as to how you dress is not recognized.
Okay.
In the Constitution.
Okay.
So the gravity of the issue at hand should determine what we should do as a country.
Okay. So it's not probably about the dressing. It's
Yes.
just about the
The
religious
prayers,
faith. Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
But
Yes.
it's equally part.
How to dress is not addressed in the Constitution.
That identifies
but the
you
Constitution
as
recognizes the fact
yes,
that
it identifies you,
You
as
understand?
you belonging to a group of religion.
Whichever day this case is called at the, I think that this will be handled in the High Court. Yeah, I'll be there. I need to follow this argument. It is going to be an interesting argument.
I believe that based on the little knowledge I have about the law, I believe that the school is not going to win.
They shouldn't win. We shouldn't encourage these things. Because once this school wins, it is going to empower another school.
Yes.
Now look at what the Islamic schools are going to also come up with.
Yeah.
That will bring in division.
Exactly. We can't live with such appetite. We are not there yet. We shouldn't even try to get there. Look at our brothers and sisters in Nigeria.
I know.
And
it's very sad.
Bad, yeah.
It's very sad. Threatening that people are going to church with guns.
Mm.
You know, now they are taking the law into their hands to protect themselves. That's bad. Because when citizens lose trust in the security architecture, it's a serious situation.
Okay. Let me see if I asked someone to share something with me, but I think it's not. I wanted to read out something. It's not in Ghana, but it was in
But let's pray that Donald Trump don't intervene in Nigeria. Because if he intervened in the situation in Nigeria, at the end of the day, we will not recognize Nigeria. I'm telling you, wherever the Americans think that they are going in to restore peace, that place will never know peace.
So just like it happened in Iraq, it happened in Afghanistan and all that.
They will destroy Nigeria. Nigeria will never know peace.
Wow.
Sure. Nigeria, look, their leadership should devise means to stop this internally. Because if they should resort to, UN for support, that's going to worsen the situation.
Really?
I tell you, look at Italy. Muammar Gaddafi. Or is it Italy? Sorry, not Italy. Libya. Good. Yeah. Look at Libya. Libya was one of the fastest developing nations in Africa. But because of the fact that UN said they were going to restore peace in Libya. Today, Libya is one of the worst. Look, it's not in the interest of Nigeria that America will intervene to restore, peace. Really, it's not in the interest. You see, wherever America is going, America is such a dangerous country. Wherever they are going in the name of restoring peace, they are just going to execute their plans. It's not about peace. They don't care about you over there. Nigeria, America.
Okay.
If they care about the people, why is it that they've not taken a resolution to stop what is happening between Israel and Hamas?
Okay.
They don't care about anybody. Wherever they are going in the name of peace, they are going to execute their plans.
Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on to our last topic for discussion. The minority caucus have condemned You know the Bandai seat?
Yes,
that seat has been under contention ever since the elections was done. So we all know that someday, somehow, there is going to be a judgment pronunciation. The judgment has come out, and the court says that they should have a rerun, and minority is not having it. Why?
You see, we in the minority,
yes,
based on what happened just immediately after the NDC came into office, we believe that there's some particles of political interference in the activities of the judiciary. Yes, that's what we believe. The incident leading to the removal of the current the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, is something that we are not clear about. Something
but
that we
that
think,
is one thing
they
that
think
I
it is
have never
politically
found
motivated.
any confusion around it. That's one of the things I've never found a confusion around it.
Look,
so whenever the minority says they don't,
like they don't get it, it's kind of.
Let me tell you this.
Yes, tell me.
The law is that when there is an issue in court,
the law is the law. That woman said it right. The law
I'm saying that
law.
when there's an issue against a matter in court, it is imperative that you determine that particular issue. What happened was that Attorney General and the current Chief Justice was supposed to empanel, and that's why I've always mentioned the issue of personal interest in a matter. The principle of nemo juris in causa suo. That principle is seen in this matter because the Chief Justice, the current one,
nemo juris and who
in causa suo. The current Chief Justice, he has the constitutional right to empanel for justices to sit in the matter, to listen to the case of the Chief Justice, the sub Chief Justice. But the man did not do that. He refused to empanel. Meanwhile, aside you, nobody has that right. So the question is, why did you not empanel for the case of the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice, the sub Chief Justice to be heard?
But what case did she have?
She filed case in the Supreme Court challenging her removal. You didn't empanel for that case to be heard.
If it didn't have grounds for,
please let me make my point.
Okay.
She filed case in the Supreme Court for against her removal. The Attorney General was supposed to file a defense. Attorney General did not also file that defense.
Okay.
And he was asking for time. Then all of a sudden, they nominated the current Chief Justice for approval by Parliament. So what are you doing?
Nothing.
So after approving her as the Chief Justice, what happens to the case that is still in court? Now, after the determination of the case, it becomes moot. That is why we are saying that the Chief Justice is not given fair treatment. It is completely against her human rights. And we are saying that aside, the Pandai seat, the man won the seat with over 3,000 votes.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And even every polling station or every party is given pink sheets. You understand what I'm saying? And what you bring to court is your pink sheet to make a point that you won the elections. Well, I've not followed the proceedings in court, so I'm unable to tell what's happening. But I believe that these people are just trying to snatch the seats.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they are trying. Look, they tried to snatch a lot of seats that they didn't even win. Look at Honorable Patrick Boama. He was so lucky. They nearly snatched that seat from him. Look at Honorable Deputy Minority Chief. Minority Chief Whip. Anodompre. They nearly sacked his, snatched his seat. So we are saying that look, the man has appealed. He has appealed to the appeal court against the decision of High Court. Okay. So I'm sure the issue he filed for stay of execution, and for the determination of the matter to be done before whatever. So we are still waiting for what is going to happen at the appeal court. But I believe the man has a strong case, and he's going to win.
But if
because from what we are hearing, the decision or the ruling that was given by the High Court judge was leaked to the NDC even before the final sitting was done, where he announced the ruling. Yes, so the man came with his appeal in his pocket because he knows that this was going to happen. So as soon as they ruled against him, then he submitted his appeal to the appeal court. You know, so this is why we are having some kind of issues when it comes to trust in the ruling of the judge. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Debbie.
Yes, so whoever deserves that seat will win it after the re-election. And then
but do you think
there's a need for it? No.
The need for re-election. Now that the person has been a member of parliament for 8 to 9 to 10 months, was this an outstanding issue for long, or it just popped out?
No, it's been outstanding
for so long.
Yeah.
But what? Okay, it's your turn. What I don't understand is that if there is issue with particular polling station, I mean the best thing is to rerun those polling stations, not the entire elections.
So okay, so that is what you would have preferred.
Yes,
the 41 polling stations that they sent to court with.
They should have. And you see, the disturbances was done by the NDC. They caused disturbances in those police stations.
No,
they cannot benefit. They cannot benefit from their own irresponsible acts.
The whole thing is this: the NDC felt then that there is something going on at the police stations that is not right. That is why they stood against it, and it became like hey, and then. What did when you people were in power you always used to see if you have problem with elections
go to court.
So they took it to court.
That was
They've
the right
taken it to
thing
court
they
and
did.
then you people are now
so
you don't destroy papers and ask us to go or go to court.
They said that the papers they found,
the papers
that they found, they said these were manipulated papers. These papers that are coming are not from the polling station. So where are they from? That's why they were fighting against.
But you know they can lie.
Oh, we all know they can lie.
Both NDC and NPP can lie.
We know they are
good liars.
But then, I mean, if you won by over 3,000 margin.
Look, I take exception to the fact that I take exception to the statement that NPP is a good liar or they are good. NPP, we are good liars.
Both NDC and NPP.
Well, I'm not talking for NDC. I'm talking for NPP.
So you take exception.
So I take exception to that.
Hey,
Mr. Mari,
is it not your party who said you are completed a dam in Pualugu? Which party was that?
I don't know why Paluku Dam is in your head this morning. I actually don't know why.
This is like the time. Hey, you are not good liars. Let me continue.
Yeah, so in fact, for me, all politicians are liars. So that was just by the way. So to this, if they've come across something they feel like, well, it's not good for them, and then they have to rerun the election, why not? And then I like the confidence of the representative for MPP. After the court, I heard him talk, and he was like, he's not panicked. If they are saying that they want to rerun, he's confident that he will win because he has already won with 3,000 margin. So he has no fear. So
I
don't know why the minority wants to take this in a different level. So they should go and rerun it. As I said, whoever deserves that seat, but they should ensure that the election is not being rigged. Like it should be fair and then transparent. Then after this, whether it's the MPP representative or NDC, it should be awarded that accolade, and then you continue with your work. The most important thing is development in your area.
Okay, thank you. Even though we are done with the topics, there is this issue that one of your communicators in Ashanti region, after the launch of Nkokon Ketenkete on, is it Saturday also, he was on a platform and he said that he can see people cheering for the Nkokon Ketenkete. NDC think they are going to win people's hearts with Nkokon Ketenkete. So even if they've launched the policy, the NPP is also devising a disease which is going to kill all the Nkokon Ketenkete.
Well, I haven't heard it.
Oh really?
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't heard it.
You haven't read?
I haven't heard it.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, okay. But you see, the NPP will not do that.
Oh, but your communicator just said it.
He said it. It was all over.
Once you are speaking as a communicator for a party, whatever you say is coming from the party.
Yes.
No, sometimes the
he
party
didn't exclude. He didn't exclude himself
he said
from
it
that
boldly.
from that statement. That
they are
this is coming from
diseases
me.
too.
Yes,
That's what he said. He said then
There's no
NPP
need
is
to
also
devise diseases. What happens to their confirmed? They flew to Burkina Faso. You don't have to devise diseases. It was not the doing of the MPP that they had to flee to Burkina Faso.
We are not talking about that.
Yes,
we are talking about the intentions of the NPP.
the same trajectory. So
it's not the same. This is an intention by a major political party who says they are patriotic. They want the goodness of this country, the development of this country. And if your opponent is doing something which will help develop the country,
I believe the party will dissociate itself from that comment. It's not coming from the party.
It's been over 5 days and we haven't had any communication from the party. Such statements.
The party's attention hasn't been
right after 30 minutes. There should be a communication, communique from the party.
But you see, what I'm saying is that you don't have to devise, disease to kill a confirm or nkukon kitinkiti, because in the first place, I foresee that this policy is going to be one of the biggest scam of this government. Because look, I am a young man, right?
Yeah.
If you give me nkukon kitinkiti to manage, look, it's going to be very difficult.
Why?
Because number one, I don't sit at one place. And I know a lot of young men don't do that. And as for Nkukon Kitinkiti, they need attention 24/7.
Then so you that young man, you are not ready to. Yeah, you are not ready.
So let me make my point. The point I'm making is that Nkukon Kitinkiti is basically going to benefit those. Most of these people are going to be the ages who don't really move about. Those who are more of indoors person. Yes, because even a young man like myself,
I'm going to apply for some of them.
You apply, but they will all die. You know why?
Hey, are you cursing me?
I'm not cursing you. They will die because you will not get time for them. And these things, they need time 24/7.
And I'll get time for them.
You understand? Every 30 or 20 minutes, you need to give them water.
I'll get
Put food there. In the next 10 minutes, they are gone.
I'll get time.
So these things need. If you do mistake and you leave them for 30 minutes, they will die. You understand? So we are looking at the applicability of the policy. That's one thing we are looking at, and we are also looking at those that will largely benefit from it. It's a nice policy, perfect policy.
Now
but let's see how it is going to be executed.
Your intention to kill it with disease is bad.
No, we don't have an intention to kill it with disease.
John Dumelo is a member of parliament.
Yes.
He's an actor. He's into poultry farming and he's into other agriculture activities. So are we saying that he's not succeeding in what he's doing?
He's even a minister as well.
Thank you very much. And so we have people who are so much interested in agriculture and they have other businesses
John Dumelo,
they do.
that example cannot stand.
It cannot stand
because that man is he's a self-made man. The Nkukon Kitinkiti, you are giving it to poor farmers.
You're not giving that is a mistake. Farmers are not poor, so why should you say poor farmers? You see, that is a mistake.
Please, wait.
No, you don't call farmers poor. Why would you call them poor?
Somewhere. Look, what I'm saying. If I say poor farmers, it doesn't necessarily mean they are poor.
But that is automatically what you are saying.
Just like a poor,
a poor husband.
What I'm saying is just figuratively, but not necessarily that they are poor.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is that somewhere poor farmers are fucking rich, but in this country it's not the same thing. Look, I tell you, in the northern region, farmers are not seen to be the most richest. They are not.
Okay.
You understand? Especially this time, the price of maize, a bag of maize, has reduced drastically. The price of a bag of rice has reduced drastically. Look, farmers are not making anything this season. We are not making anything. Our produce are in the house, no buyer, and they are crying. The last time you heard Honorable Nuruddin, he made a statement to the effect that look, farmers are crying because they harvested and there's no buyer. Last season's produce are still there. There's no one buying them. Money to even give to students to go to school. They are students. They cannot get.
Okay.
So look, this government is not doing good to the farmers.
Okay.
I tell you, the farmers are suffering.
But one thing we need to understand is,
and you see, myself,
I
I bought some beans. I bought some beans and kept in the house with the hope that the price will increase. Then I'll sell and make profit. And now look, beans that I bought 1,000 cedi a bag, it's now 600 cedis. Can you imagine? Can I sell it? And they are being destroyed by insects. So but, you see, we are dying. We are dying inside of us.
You are losing that money out of greed.
Thank you.
You wanted it. You wanted it.
No, but this is business.
Go into scarcity.
This is
so
business.
that you come and sell 1,000.
This is business. It's purely business.
See, you know, I used to do that business. I go to Kintampo, I buy stuff, food stuff, and then I come and sell.
So imagine buying something at 1,000 cedi, and now you have to sell it at either 500 or 600.
There were times you go to Kintampo, you will see a farmer or a trader have rice or maize, a lot of. It will never sell to you. So as at the time that is 700 cedis we go, they will never sell it. The next time we go, they will mention 1,008, 2,100 and stuff. The same thing. Now you are crying foul. Greed is what is killing these families.
Is it the government or yourself?
You can't call
it. It is greed. It's not business.
This is business.
Business. What I think the government should do is this: government should find a way to buy from these farmers. You see, government should buy from these farmers.
Well, yes, government is not deliberate. There must be a deliberate,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Attempt to solve this issue. Because our farmers, look, that's why I blame the government for cancelling the policy one district, one factory.
Please, let's not go back there.
Let me tell you this. Why do we keep importing rice? Can't we have a factory that will make perfume rice for us? Can we not do that? That's the problem.
See,
we must get that here. And not to always import. Why are we importing?
So we the NPP had this brilliant idea.
That was and
we have a hole in the middle of Accra. We have
sort of idea.
We have a manhole in the middle of Accra with over 94 million spent on that manhole. Nothing to show for, which could have actually built over 50 rice processing factories.
You see, so when you are counting, you don't make it look like the 94 million is spent with nothing. You know, aside the 94 million, you can see visibly some infrastructure, some factories working.
Where exactly?
I mean, I count them. Do you want me to count again?
No.
Some just constituency, there's vast manufacturing industry.
No, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about the National Cathedral.
Yes, I know. So I'm telling you that aside the cathedral, there are factories that are being put in place.
They are mentioning is a collaboration between the government and already existed factories.
This is a lie.
It is true.
Some local rice processing plants started from scratch from this government, not a collaboration of existing. There was no existing factory there. Okay. Watermelon processing plant, there was nothing like a factory there.
The Agenda 111 the MPP government brought was so excellent because if you look at the country, I feel like Ghana is more into agriculture. We have fertile land.
The one district, one factory. Or the Agenda
one district, one factory.
But one district, one factory.
Yes.
That's what you.
Yes, one district, one factory.
A brilliant idea.
We have fertile land. When you go to some region, they are so much into tomato. Like they produce tomato. If you go to some, it is rice. If you go to some, it is yam and that. So when they brought that, it was nice. But ask me, how many of it were they able to build? My community like this, they said they wanted to bring a gari factory because cassava and yam is very dominant there. Go and see for yourself.
But you see, the problem is that
we
don't appreciate.
They said, Mr. Marie, this one is my own place.
I know,
but
I know.
But you see, and the place they said they built has to do with Damba, a recycle factory. It was an already existing one, and then the government collaborated with.
And was it working?
Working where? Now it is no way to
know. Was it working?
It is no way to
the existing factory we talked about, was it working?
Yes, it was working before.
See, if you go to Adoswe on the Kofodia Road, there was this big factory. Should I even call it a factory? I don't. But it was a poultry farm. They call it agro farms. In a day, they can sell about how many? About 5,000 crates of eggs. That's just for the eggs in a day. Not to talk about the poultry, the birds themselves. A whole lot. Then this government comes to power. They said, oh, one district, one factory. Then they are going to collaborate with these people. They collaborated with them. They told them, oh, we are going to give you incentives, no lights, blah, blah, this thing. The people also relied on them. Go and look at the factory now. It is now a bush. You can't even recognize the building there. Someone was running his company nicely. You come, dip your hand into it, and then you collapse it. And that's not the only factory which suffered that fate. You people, you should be careful.
So do you think
cancelling the policy is the right thing people?
Oh, if it wasn't beneficial, why should we keep it? To me, I think that they could have.
I think you are wrong.
Oh, I'm coming. I think that instead of cancelling it, they could have revamped it in a better structure. How they thought the NPP was doing it wrong, they should have come up with the right.
You heard Napo asking a question that you cannot talk about ending the issue of unemployment without talking about infrastructure. Infrastructure development, without talking about establishment of factories, without talking about establishment of institutions that are capable of absorbing the unemployed youth.
When did he ask that question?
Yes, he asked it yesterday. I saw the video.
In opposition or when he was in power?
Just recently.
When he came to opposition. When he was in power.
After
these things that you mentioned, which of them did he and his party put in place?
But
you people should stop that.
I mentioned Agenda 111 is one of the important
you yourself. Me and you will have a problem that can stop.
But you see, the truth of the matter is that maybe there were issues with Agenda 111. Maybe we couldn't complete a lot of them. But the issue is that if you look at Agenda 111, that's not true. Hunter Westwood, we completed it and handed it over to Ghana Medical Service. Yes, we completed it. As Honorable Vincent Asafo went there, I can show you the video. So what we are saying is that yes, it is not. Look, let's be Ghanaians.
Yeah, we are.
And let's understand that we know how a job can be created.
Okay.
So the policy Agenda 111, it is undisputed fact that that is a clear, a clear strategy as to how a job can be created.
Okay.
A clear policy. One district, one factory. Brilliant policy.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
is that can you say same for 24-hour economy?
But
no.
The
no, you can't.
Been
so what we are saying is that we were deceived by the NDC into power. Because 24-hour economy, and as I have stated, implement it and implement the Formula 1333, and we will have job surplus in this country.
Okay.
So you see, these people are going to suffer because you cannot come and cancel brilliant policy, intelligent, well thought out policy, and you think you are going to do something that will help Ghana in terms of job creation. So look, they are going to suffer.
Okay.
They will suffer.
Mr. Mari, when I hear people talking about employment issues, especially with regards to the previous administration, and knowing fully well that they've not created any, and then stating results that do not even exist, saying that they've created 2.6 million jobs, whereas we still had people who were unemployed. First of all, I said that the initiatives they brought on board was very good. Okay. Imagine they were able to complete please. You are not being truthful. You are not being truthful. Please let me also land first.
Yes,
please.
you are not being truthful. You see,
please,
the issue is that
land first.
Mr.
Mari.
We claim to have created over 2.something million jobs.
Razak, I don't
whilst people are being unemployed.
I don't think.
Okay, you make your point. I will rebut.
Thank you very much. Dr. Baumier stated that they've created 2.6 million jobs. He said it. And he said it has kept unemployment. But before they left office, we saw the way people were complaining. Youth were complaining. Unemployment is something that has been in existence for long. And if this initiative, we call it so brilliant, if that initiative was completed, imagine the one district, one factory was completed. The Agenda 111 hospitals were completed. It could have kept unemployment. The nurses in the house since 2019, 2023, 2020 would have been employed. and this could have cut some percentage of unemployment we experience in the country. But you didn't do it. So why do you deceive the people? And let me say something clear here. Ghanaians, as they called Ghanaians to be ordinary, they are no longer ordinary. Even the people we see in the market selling, and we feel like they are not knowledgeable. Sometimes when you get there, you're talking to them and you hear how they talk, you could tell that they are following every bit of what is going on. So you don't sit and say that, well, you speak about unemployment as if your government curb unemployment entirely in the country before someone is coming on board. What I'm trying to say is that politicians should stop. They should stop deceiving Ghanaians. If you come on board and you say you are doing this, do it. If you are unable to do it, be sincere and apologize to the people. Don't come and be saying that we know that one. You see, recently I was traveling with my dad to Jasikai, and he was showing me the Agenda 111 hospital that was supposed to be built, and then he showed me they did the foundation and then they laid 111 block. It's there. And it was like, wow. If they were able to complete that, it would have employed people in Jasikai, preventing them from coming to Accra, because this place is overburdened. So I feel like they should be fair to us. Tell us the truth. We know you're a communicator for a particular party and you're supposed to support the party, even if it is wrong, because we see that a lot. But at least, the reason why I'm not saying you, but the reason why I'm saying that is that sometimes you see communicators saying things and automatically you've read about that, you know that their way cannot and but they will defend it at all costs and tell you that it's true. So we the citizens, we are now waking up and then we are getting to know a lot of things. So be sincere to us. MPP, you promise more be sincere. And this is so baby more then straightforward. Now you're calling him. And then one more thing, there should be a national plan. Every day I've been saying this. Imagine we have a national plan. If a government comes on board, you are going to maybe in the first plan you're supposed to build 100 schools, and then you do only that. Maybe for your 4-year term in government, you are going to focus on only schools, and then you make sure you build enough facilities for schools, resource it, and then the next government that comes for 4 years, you are going to focus on hospitals. The next person that comes, he or she is going to focus, or the government is going to focus on road infrastructure. When we do that, we will develop. But when the manifesto, when we now we saw banner, so please.
Thank you, Debbie, and. Thank you, Razak. So I think our time is up.
I want to rebut what she said.
No, there's no rebuttal for this. There shouldn't be a rebuttal. She didn't say anything against you or your party.
But
she spoke in generality. She spoke in generality of the entire nation.
Yes, I know. But
you see, no. I don't think this should call for a rebuttal.
I have to rebut.
There shouldn't be a rebuttal. Razak. Why do you feel challenged by everything?
No. But you see, a lot of things were said that was not in order, and I think
mention one of them.
Mention one of them. To suggest that as a political communicator, you support whatever your party does, it's wrong.
Okay, so that's what you want to do.
Not only that.
No, but that's the only thing I'm going to allow you to speak on.
She made mention of 2-something million jobs that the NPP claimed to have created.
But didn't you say that? You only mentioned 5 points.
We did say that. But you see, the issue is that I have the video of Agenda 111 of Ahanta West, and I made a submission earlier that it was completed before we left power.
Okay. We are not going to fight.
This is the video.
We won't fight.
I want to be fact checked.
Okay.
This is the video.
Okay.
So if you don't believe that we completed Ahanta West before we left power,
was it resource?
This is the video.
Okay. Was this only the infrastructure that were built, or it was resource with the needed equipment?
Were equipment in there? Were people working there? It's only a question.
No, it was not people. There were no people working there. But you see, I said it was completed and handed over to Ghana Medical Service.
Okay, all right.
Or should I say Ghana Health Service? Okay. So what is expected now is that employ people in there to start working.
Okay.
Without equipment.
All right.
But when something is completed and handed over, do you expect there to be no equipment?
No.
There should be. That's why we call it completed.
Okay. Thank you. We thank you, Razak. Razak, are we going to the Kenke woman today?
I'm not sure. Today my pocket is not that heavy.
I will take you there. I want you to experience that woman.
Oh, if you take me there, I'm sure my sister here is.
She will take us there.
Do you have
the one
any
taking me
link with the government? With the people in government?
Do I have a link with people?
Oh, she came here as an independent communicator. Why do you want to force?
I'm just asking if she has any link.
Be careful. Anyway, we thank our audience and listeners this morning for the show, and we thank our guest in the show as well. Debbie, we thank Razak as well. But this is where we end it. We'll come your way same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.